Why does the mind grow louder when the world grows quiet? Why, when the room is dark and the body still do, the thoughts begin to crowd in faces from the past, fears of tomorrow, what you said, what you didn't say, what they meant, what they didn't mean. You try to sleep, but the noise in your head builds like a storm behind your closed eyes. And perhaps you've wondered, what is wrong with me? Why can't I turn it off? But let me tell you gently, there is nothing wrong with you. The mind is not broken. It is only overgrown like a garden that has not been tended in a long time. What you need is not control, but presence. Not force, but softness. You are not the mind's prisoner. You are its witness. Now close your eyes, if they're not closed already. Let them rest like petals. Begin with your breath. Yes, that breath. Feel how it comes in through the nose, a quiet river flowing inward and leaves just as softly. Don't try to breathe deeply. Just notice that you are breathing. That is enough. Breathing is the anchor in the storm. You are not your thoughts. You are the space that holds them, watches them drift like clouds, crossing a vast sky. Do not try to stop the clouds. Do not judge them. Simply lie here beneath them. Let them pass. In Zen, we don't ask the mind to stop. We invite it to rest. And the mind, like a bird that has flown too far, will eventually perch when it no longer fears being seen. So, let it be seen. The racing thought, the guilt, the memory, the worry, say to it, I see you. Say to it, you may stay or you may go, but I am not chasing you anymore. Now relax your jaw. Let your shoulders grow heavy. Notice your hands, how they carry nothing right now. Let go of the grip. You do not need to hold anything, not even your own name. In Zen, the name falls away. The stories fall away. Only breath remains, only stillness, and you. You may think you need to fix something in yourself before you can rest, but I promise you, you don't. Rest is not a reward. It is your nature. You are the one who has forgotten the way back home, not because you're flawed, but because you've wandered too long in a world that doesn't understand stillness. So I invite you to remember, not with effort, but with trust. Trust that this moment, this breath is sacred. Trust that even as your thoughts swirl, something deeper is holding you. A vast quiet beneath the noise. A still lake beneath the wind. It was always there. You simply forgot how to look. Now, you are here, listening, breathing, sinking into the truth that you don't have to solve anything tonight. You don't have to fix the day. You don't have to chase understanding. The Zen masters speak of a beginner's mind, empty, curious, unburdened. I invite you to return to that mind. Imagine the moment before memory, before worry, before identity. Just presence, just being. That is where you sleep. That is where peace lives. Let your spine soften into the bed. Let the air cradle your body. Nothing is being asked of you. Not now. You are not performing. You are not proving. You are not analyzing. You are simply existing. And that is holy. Do you feel how even your bones want rest? How the heart so long held in tension wants to settle into rhythm? Listen to it. Trust its wisdom. You don't have to carry the mind through the night. You can set it down gently, like a lantern that has burned long enough. And if thoughts come back, because they will, you don't have to fight them. You don't have to wrestle. Just smile softly inside and come back to your breath. Come back to the space behind the thought. It is spacious. It is kind. It is waiting. Zen does not tell you to silence the world. It tells you to become still within it. And in that stillness, the world begins to sing a different song, not of fear or demand, but of presence, softness, surrender. So sleep now, not because everything is solved, but because not everything needs to be. Sleep not as escape, but as return. Sleep in the knowing that you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be held by the dark, soothed by the breath, rocked by the rhythm of being. And when morning comes, you will rise lighter, not because life has changed, but because you have remembered something essential. Peace is not something you earn. It is what you are when you stop reaching. Breathe again. Let go again. You are safe. You are here. You are whole. You may be wondering now if peace lives within you. Why is it so hard to find? Why does it feel like the world keeps pulling you away from yourself, scattering your attention, tiring your soul? It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're broken. It's because you were never taught how to come home. You were taught how to strive, how to chase, how to analyze, how to win. But no one showed you how to sit still with your own presence, how to witness without judgment, how to return. Zen invites you back, not to some distant temple, but to the temple of this moment. You don't need incense or rituals to find it. You only need to be with what is, right now. Just this breath, just this stillness beneath the noise. Breathe in slowly now. Let it fill your chest like warm light. Breathe out gently. Let the tension soften. Let your face fall into its natural calm. You are not being watched. You are not being graded. There is no one you need to impress. You are not a performance. You are a presence. And presence, once remembered, becomes a sanctuary. The monks say when the heart returns to itself, the path appears. That path doesn't run forward. It runs inward. And the further in you walk, the quieter it becomes. There is no rush here. You're not falling behind. You're not late to your healing. In fact, this moment, this exact breath is the beginning. The path unfolds under your feet only when you stop running. And you've stopped now. You're here. Can you feel it? The gentle silence behind the sounds, the softness of your own awareness. You are already walking the path by resting within it. Imagine now a small wooden door in the center of your chest. It creaks open. Behind it is not a room full of answers, but a vast field of space. No walls, no weight, just openness. And in that field, nothing chases you. Nothing judges you. It's not empty in a hollow way, it's empty in a free way. This is what the Buddhists call emptiness, not nothingness, but freedom from clinging. The freedom to just be. That door is always there, and the field beyond it is always waiting. Every time you pause and breathe and release control, you return to it. Every time you say, "I don't need to solve this now," the door opens. Every time you say, "Let it be," you are already inside. This is not about ignoring life. It's about becoming soft enough to face it. In Zen, we learn that resistance is the root of suffering. When you cling, you tense. When you tense, you contract. And when you contract, you forget how to breathe. So tonight, I invite you to soften. Soften your thoughts. Soften your judgments. Soften your desire to get it all right. You don't need to fix yourself to be worthy of sleep. You don't need to solve your life before you rest. You don't need to make sense of everything that happened. The moon doesn't ask for permission to shine. The river doesn't explain its path. You don't have to either. You are a being, not a project. Let go of the idea that rest must be earned. Let go of the belief that peace is far away. It is here, and it begins with your permission. Say softly to yourself, "I allow this moment to be enough. I allow this breath to carry me. I allow my body to rest, not because it's finished everything, but because it's carried so much. You have carried so much. Let that be seen now, not with shame, but with kindness. You did not fail. You survived. You tried. You loved. You hoped. You hurt. You kept going. And now you get to stop. Not forever. Just for tonight. Just for this breath." In Zen, the bell rings not to wake you up to noise, but to wake you up to now. This voice, these words, this moment, they are the sound of the bell, not calling you to effort, but calling you to stillness. Do you hear it? It's saying, "Rest, dear one. Rest deeper. Trust deeper. Release deeper. The earth is holding you. The air is cradling you. The breath is rocking you. You are safe here because you are not resisting. You are safe because you are no longer running. Peace is not a destination. It is the ground beneath your feet when you stop trying to be somewhere else. So stay. Stay with this breath. Stay with this moment. Stay with yourself. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are simply returning. And every breath is the path home. Sometimes it's not the noise of the world that keeps you awake, but the noise of your own mind. A sentence someone said years ago. A decision you wish you made differently. A moment you replay again and again as if you could rewrite it. These thoughts come not because you're weak, but because you're human. The mind clings to unfinished things. But in the language of Zen, there is no such thing as unfinished. Every moment completes itself. Every breath begins and ends without needing to carry the past. The moment you're in now, it's not the continuation of all your mistakes. It's not the echo of what they did or didn't do. It's not the stage for future anxiety. It's just now, just this. And now is spacious enough to hold you without expectations. Let that truth breathe through you. You don't have to entertain every thought. You don't have to answer every question your mind throws at you in the dark. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which they rise and fall. Let them float like leaves on a river, visible but not fixed. Just passing. Everything passes. Every emotion, no matter how strong, rises like a wave and returns to the ocean of stillness. Every regret, every fear, even the shame you think is carved into your bones, it softens in the light of awareness. So bring that light in, not by force, just by noticing. What are you feeling in your body right now? Not the story around it, just the sensation. Is it tightness in the chest? A dull ache in your shoulders? A heaviness in your legs? Let's not fight it. Let's greet it. Let's say, hello, tension. You're allowed to be here. Because paradoxically, what you allow begins to dissolve. Resistance binds. Awareness frees. So notice what is present. Breathe into it. Place your hand on your body if it helps. Tell it silently, I see you. I don't need you to go away. I just want to know you're held. This is radical kindness, the kind that doesn't try to fix but simply stays. And it is through staying that healing begins. Have you ever watched a child cry? Not because of the pain, but because they thought no one saw them. You're like that child sometimes. And your breath is the parent that kneels down and says, I see you. I'm here. In Buddhism, we don't shame the mind for wandering. We simply notice and return, again and again, like walking a spiral path back home. You will return 1,000 times. And that's okay, because every return strengthens the path. Every return is a moment of liberation. So if your thoughts drift now, if a memory stirs or a worry whispers, just smile at it softly. Say, there you are, and come back to this breath, to this silence, to this moment, which is always enough. You don't need to know how to fix everything tonight. You don't need to reach conclusions. Sometimes sleep is the medicine. Sometimes stillness is the answer. Not because it gives you new solutions, but because it reminds you that you don't always need them. Imagine your mind as a lantern and your awareness as a gentle flame inside it. Every time you breathe consciously, that flame steadies. Every time you rest your attention in the present, that flame grows brighter. And in its light, the shadows don't seem so threatening. You realize they're just shapes, just stories, and you are not them. You are the light that sees them. Keep breathing soft and steady. Let your chest rise like a slow tide fall, like a calm retreat. You are not alone in this. Millions of souls lie under this sky tonight, trying to find peace. Some are grieving. Some are healing. Some are simply tired. And you, dear one, are among them, not separate, but held by the same night, touched by the same stars. This shared hum of longing and letting go, it binds us all in the quietest way. You belong to that softness. You belong to rest. So let yourself drift now like a boat, unmoored from the dock, floating freely on a still lake. The wind is kind, the water is gentle, and there is nowhere to arrive. You are already here. The path is not forward. The path is inward, and inward You are always whole. You have spent much of your life striving, reaching, achieving, proving. And yet, in the quiet of night, when the world no longer asks anything of you, something deeper whispers. That whisper doesn't come from your ambition. It doesn't come from the voice that tells you to do more, be better, go faster. It comes from the still place within you, the place that remembers who you were before the world told you who to be. Zen invites you to return to that place, not by traveling far, but by stopping. Just stopping. No effort, no struggle. Because sometimes the greatest journey is learning to be still. Imagine yourself sitting by a quiet pond. The surface is rippled, stirred by thoughts and worries, by the breeze of old emotions. But slowly, as you sit, the water calms. The reflections become clearer, the noise settles, and there you are, not the version the world sees, but the being underneath. Pure aware, open. Zen does not ask you to become something. It only asks you to remember. Remember the breath that flows without instruction. Remember the stillness behind each sound. Remember the silence that has always held you, even when you forgot it was there. Tonight, as you lie here, there is nothing to accomplish, nothing to chase, nothing to prove. Even your healing is not something you must force. It happens naturally when you stop resisting. When you let the moment be what it is. When you surrender the need to fix and simply observe. Just observe, with the heart of a mountain and the softness of a cloud. Do you feel the difference? When you stop trying, your body loosens. Your chest softens. Your breath deepens. This is the wisdom of non-doing, of letting the river flow instead of trying to push it. In the teachings of Buddhism, this is called wu-wei, effortless action. Like the way bamboo bends with the wind instead of breaking. Like the way a flower blooms without needing a schedule. You too are allowed to be effortless tonight. You too are part of the great unfolding. So, if your mind wants to work again, if it reaches for a problem to solve or a future to rehearse, just bow to it gently and return. Return to the breath. Return to the stillness. Return to the self that needs no fixing. You are not your performance. You are not your past. You are not the sum of what others think of you. You are awareness itself, pure presence, silent being. And from that space, everything flows naturally. Kindness arises without effort. Wisdom speaks without noise. Peace descends like snow on a quiet forest. Let that peace enter you now. Let it wrap you like a soft blanket. Not because you earned it, but because you remembered it was always yours. Sleep is not an escape. It's a return to source, to wholeness, to balance. You don't need to be good at it. You don't need to try. Just lie here and let go. Let go of the day, the roles, the tasks, the names. Let them all fall like leaves in autumn, revealing the quiet truth of who you are beneath. A soul, a breath, a witness to this moment. You are safe. You are enough. You are allowed to rest. Soften your eyes. Loosen your jaw. Unclench your hands. Let the weight of your body be held by the earth. It has always held you. It will hold you still. There is no judgment here, no expectation, only this invitation to return to rest, to simply be. As the night deepens, your breath becomes the lullaby, your heartbeat the drum of peace, and your awareness, soft and open, becomes the sky that holds it all. No rush, no need, just now, just this. You are home. You have been told that growth comes from striving, that peace is something to be earned after the storm, that healing must be hard. But tonight, I invite you to try something different. I invite you to dissolve into the gentle rhythm of being, to let go of the path of effort and step into the stillness where all answers already wait. Do you feel the way your body settles when you stop running? The way your breath begins to speak to you when you truly listen? It does not shout. It does not demand. It simply flows effortless, forgiving, alive. Each inhale a gathering, each exhale a release. In Zen, the breath is not just a biological rhythm. It is the bridge between body and mind, between mind and spirit, between you and the infinite. Tonight, that bridge welcomes you back. Walk it slowly. Feel the way each breath lands inside you like a soft bell. Let it ring through your ribs, your spine, your fingers, until even your thoughts begin to echo that quiet tone. You don't have to fix the thoughts. You don't even have to quiet them. Just witness. You are the sky. They are the clouds. Let them drift. Let them rain. Let them pass. What matters is that you are here with them, not lost inside them. Zen does not ask you to become thoughtless. It simply reminds you that your essence is deeper than thought. Behind every worry is stillness. Behind every fear is space. And in that space you are free. Free from expectation. Free from identity. Free from the demands of who you think you must be. You are not your name, not your job, not your story. You are this awareness, silent, spacious, sacred. And the more you rest in that truth, the more life opens itself to you without resistance. A tree does not rush its blooming. The moon does not apologize for its phases. Why should you? You are allowed to change. You are allowed to be tender. You are allowed to need rest. Every great teaching begins with presence. So here now, as your body lies still and your breath flows gently, you are doing the deepest work of all, returning to your nature. In Buddhism, we are reminded again and again that everything arises and passes, that nothing is permanent and nothing is separate. You are not a visitor in this world. You are the world embodied in human form, a wave in the ocean, not apart from it. Let that bring comfort. Let that remind you that you belong to this moment, to this breath, to this night. If sorrow arises, greet it like an old friend. If joy visits, let it dance across your chest. But don't chase either. Don't cling. Don't resist. The teaching is simple. Be like water. Be like wind. Be like the quiet flame that gives warmth without burning. As you sink deeper into rest, Notice what softens: your shoulders, your jaw, your expectations, even your idea of who you are. And in that softening, notice what grows stronger: your peace, your presence, your connection to something larger than thought. This is not sleep as escape. This is sleep as return. Return to the source. Return to the rhythm of the universe that pulses in your own heartbeat. No need to understand. No need to name it. Just feel it. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be carried. You have spent enough days trying. Tonight, let the night try for you. Let the stars keep watch. Let the silence guide you. And let your soul remember what your mind may have forgotten, that peace is not a place. It is your original home. Welcome back. You have wandered far from yourself, haven't you? Through deadlines and demands, through screens and noise, through the ever-tightening loop of doing. And yet, beneath all of it, you've always heard it, faint as it may be, that call home. Not home as a place, but home as a state. A deep stillness inside you, older than your name, quieter than your thoughts. That place is not gone. It's just been waiting. It waits every time you turn your gaze inward, every time you let the breath lead instead of the mind, every time you choose surrender over struggle. So tonight, as the world outside sleeps, I invite you inward. Come back to your center, not to solve anything, not to understand, but simply to be, and being is enough. In the heart of Zen lies a knowing. When you stop grasping, the world opens. When you stop fighting, the answers rise. You don't need to chase meaning. You are meaning. You don't need to earn worth. You are worth. Just as you are wrapped in blankets, surrounded by darkness, doing nothing but listening, this too is sacred. Let your breath be your companion. Let it come like waves, soft and sure. Inhale and gather. Exhale and let go. Not because you're broken, not because you must be fixed, but because letting go is how you remember what you truly are. And what you are is space. Spaciousness. Not the clinging thought, not the heavy mood, but the vast sky that holds them. No storm can shake the sky. No noise can pierce the silence that watches all. You are that silence. You are that watcher. Can you feel it now? That widening sense that you are more than the small stories you've lived in, that you are more than this day, this body, this moment. That's not imagination. It's remembrance. In Buddhism, they speak of the awakened mind, the Buddha nature within all beings. It isn't something you become. It's something you uncover. Like moonlight behind clouds, like still water under ripples. Tonight, you're peeling back the layers, not by force, but by stillness. You don't need to understand the teachings to live them. You live them every time you let go of judgment, every time you breathe with kindness, every time you rest without guilt. Sleep, in its deepest form, is not escape. It is union with yourself, with life, with the quiet truths that whisper when the world goes silent. So close your eyes now, not to shut things out, but to let the inner world open. Notice the weight of your body sinking into stillness. Notice the warmth that builds around your chest. Notice how even now, in stillness, you are held by breath, by gravity, by the earth itself. No need to carry everything tonight. Lay it down. The roles, the fears, the masks. Lay them down like heavy coats at the door. What's left beneath is who you've always been. Tender, whole, aware. Sometimes your greatest healing comes not from doing something new, but from stopping long enough to feel what's always been true, that you are loved by life itself, that you are not separate from the stream, that all the moments of pain, all the confusion, all the reaching, it's all part of the unfolding. There is no wrong step. There is only returning again and again to the breath, to the now, to the self you forgot to love. So love now. Love the breath. Love the stillness. Love this sacred pause between days. Because here in this space, nothing is demanded of you. Here in this breath, everything is already whole. You are not your thoughts, though they come in like a rushing tide. You are not your fears, though they whisper so urgently in the quiet of night. You are not even your memories, though they may carry the weight of 1,000 lives. You are the one who watches all of it. The observer, the still witness, the calm in the center of the storm. And that watcher has always been there, even when the world was loud, even when you forgot. So, let this moment be your return to that space, that sacred inner room where nothing needs fixing, where your breath is enough, where the rhythm of now becomes your anchor. You see, Zen does not ask you to become more. It invites you to become less tangled in craving, less entangled in resistance. It is not a ladder upward. It is a surrender downward. It is lying back into what already is. Tonight, as you lie still beneath blankets, the teachings of the ancients rise up like a tide to meet you. They say, let go of the illusion of control. Let go of the idea that peace lies in perfection. Instead, soften into presence. Soften into what you feel without labeling it. There is no need to name the ache, the tension, the loneliness. Just breathe. Just notice. Just let it be. In this practice, you learn to sit with life as it is not as you wish it would be. And in doing so, a miracle happens, things begin to shift. Not because you forced them to, but because you stopped feeding them with resistance. In Buddhist thought, suffering arises not from pain, but from our clinging to how we think things should be. You have clung for so long, haven't you? To expectations, to stories, to fears. But now, here in this breath, you can release your grip. Just a little. Just enough to feel the lightness begin. You don't have to leap into enlightenment. You simply let go of one small thread at a time. And sometimes that's enough to unravel the whole knot. Let this be your practice tonight, not striving, but surrendering, not pushing, but pausing. Each breath, a small act of trust. Each exhale, a letting go of what you never truly needed to carry. You may feel emotions rise, sadness, fatigue, even peace, and that's okay. All of it is part of the journey. Let it pass like clouds over the moon. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to stop it. You only have to stay present. And when you wander, as you will gently return. Return to the breath. Return to the now. Return to yourself. You are not here to impress the world. You are here to live truly. You are here to open gently, to heal slowly, to love patiently. And it begins again and again with this breath, this sacred inhale, this trusting exhale. Imagine now a small candle within your chest. With every breath, the flame steadies. It does not flicker from fear. It does not reach for more. It simply burns warm and whole. That is you. That is your knowing. That is your truth. And around that flame, all the stories fall away. The story of being too late. The story of not being enough. The story of missed chances and unforgivable moments. Watch them fall. Watch them fade. The light remains. In this state, you begin to feel the compassion that Buddhism speaks of, not as a moral, but as a living presence within you. Compassion for others, yes, but first compassion for yourself, for your tired heart, for your noble effort, for the way you keep walking, even when you don't know the way. Breathe that compassion in. Let it soften your jaw. Let it release your shoulders. Let it cradle your heart. There is no judgment in this space. Only awareness. Only breath. Only the simple truth you are alive. You are here. You are part of this vast and mysterious unfolding. And you are enough, just as you are. Without doing, without achieving, without proving. Let that be your mantra tonight. I am enough. I am here. I am held. Say it softly to yourself, or simply let the words echo in the stillness. There is no need to convince yourself, only to allow the truth to settle like snow upon your spirit. Still, gentle, inevitable. And now, as you feel the body surrendering more fully to rest, let yourself imagine a forest at dawn. Mist curls between trees. A brook whispers. Light filters through leaves. And you walk barefoot and unburdened, each step a meditation. The forest is your mind. Quiet, vast, and sacred. You walk it, not to arrive, but to remember that all is well, that you are part of the harmony. That peace is not something you chase. It is something you return to, again and again and again. And now you are returning. Now you are remembering. And in this remembering, sleep comes not as escape, but as blessing. Let it come. Let it take you. Not away, but inward. Into the deepest parts of yourself, where silence sings and peace waits. This is your sacred journey. This is your silent prayer. And all is well. You might notice that sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones you once trusted with your entire heart. And that thought lingers in the silence like a shadow resting in the corner of your room long after the lights are out. Perhaps, just like a lotus that grows from mud, your deepest pain is the soil from which your future clarity will emerge. I invite you to feel this, not analyze it, not judge it, just feel it. Feel the way your breath moves in and out of your body, slowly like the ocean waves touching the shore and retreating. Breathe in and let the past soften its grip. Breathe out and let your chest relax. That person who betrayed you was not sent to destroy you, even though it may have felt that way. In Zen, there is the understanding of karmic crossings when souls meet not by chance, but because something unfinished longs to be known. And in that moment of betrayal, they revealed not their strength, but their wounds. You were not weak for opening your heart. You were brave for loving when it was easier to guard. You were pure in a world that sometimes forgets what purity looks like. I invite you now to imagine that person, not with resentment, but with curiosity. What kind of storm might they have carried within themselves? What unmet longing? What echo of abandonment? What illusion of control? And more importantly, what did they awaken in you? A sense of your own boundaries, a reminder of your own self-worth, a sacred pause that pulled you back into your own center. You see, in the great teachings of the Buddha, suffering is never wasted. Every thorn contains the seed of wisdom. And so rather than erasing that memory, you can transform it. You can soften its sharpness until it becomes a lesson rather than a wound. Feel that now. Place your hand over your heart and whisper gently, "I am still here." Yes, you are. Still breathing, still growing, still worthy of the deepest peace. Let your breath guide you into the stillness that lives behind the noise. Behind every ache is a space of silence. Behind every scar is a light that has not gone out. Sit with that light. You don't have to force it to shine. Just let it flicker softly, like the flame of a small candle in a dark temple. Don't rush, don't seek, don't fix. Simply be. Let the tears come if they must, not as proof of your brokenness, but as water for your garden. Even now, there are blossoms unfolding in the dark roots, growing deeper in the unseen. The pain that once defined you no longer has to dictate your direction. It can become your compass. Let it lead you back to yourself. Let it be the reason you forgive more freely, listen more deeply, love more wisely. There is a Zen saying, "The obstacle is the path." And so this heartbreak, this detour, this collapse, it was the opening, the gateway to a version of you that lives not in fear, but in truth. And that truth, it cannot be taken from you. It is your knowing, your inner teacher, your Buddha nature. It whispers, in this moment, you are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become because of it. So breathe again. Long, slow, deliberate. Let the body feel safe again. Let the nervous system unwind. Let the mind drop the sword it's been holding against itself. There is nothing to fight now. You've arrived. Right here, in this sacred stillness. Let your thoughts come and go, like clouds in a vast sky. No attachment, no resistance, just observation. Let your heartbeat become the drum of your becoming. Feel your feet grounding into the earth. your breath anchoring the present, your spirit no longer scattered across past memories. And in this stillness, ask softly, what do I need now to feel whole again? Perhaps the answer will come like a breeze, or maybe it will arise slowly like morning light breaking through mist. But it will come, and you will know you are healing, not all at once, not perfectly, but steadily. The person who once wounded you was also your teacher. You don't have to keep them in your life, but you can bless the lesson and release the weight. Say their name silently in your mind, not with rage, but with closure. You were once a chapter. I turn the page now, and just like that, you create space for something new. A breath, a smile, a peace that doesn't rely on anyone else's behavior. Just yours, just now, just here. And in this quiet moment, as your body softens and your eyes grow heavy, you realize you are no longer haunted, you are home. There's a quiet ache that sometimes visits when everything around you seems still. It doesn't shout or demand. It simply settles in the chest like a soft fog, making the air feel heavier, though nothing visible has changed. Perhaps you felt it too. A sense that something is missing, or that something once warm has gone cold. You wonder if the world has shifted, or if you have. You wonder whether this quiet ache is grief in disguise, or just the echo of unmet expectations. Whatever it is, I invite you to breathe into it, not away from it. Let it be. Let it speak. For in the Zen tradition, it is said that even sorrow is a sacred bell calling us home to ourselves. So breathe, slowly, again. The ache is not your enemy. It is your mirror showing you what you've longed for, but forgotten to name. You might be longing for connection, but not the kind that fills your calendar, the kind that fills your soul. You might be longing for rest, but not the kind that comes from sleep, the kind that arises when you are no longer at war with yourself. You might be longing for clarity, but not through answers, through silence. And in this moment, I invite you to offer yourself the one gift that few others ever will permission, to feel exactly as you feel, without rushing to fix, without needing to explain. Rest here. You don't have to be okay to be worthy of love. You don't have to be cheerful to be allowed peace. You just have to be honest. And that honesty might sound like this: I feel lost tonight. That's okay. Let that be your truth. And let that truth open the gate to something deeper. In the teachings of the Buddha, it's not the suffering itself that binds us. It's the resistance to it. So what if you stopped resisting? What if you allowed the ache to become your guide? The ache is the threshold, the space between who you've been and who you're becoming. And you can stand in that space with reverence, not fear. For this is where the sacred lives not in perfection, but in presence. Not in answers, but in awareness. Think of the tree that sheds its leaves not as loss, but as preparation. It doesn't cling to what no longer serves it. It trusts the process of becoming bare, so it can grow anew. You too can trust that. Even now, even in this ache. Perhaps this ache is asking you to slow down, to stop running, to stop numbing, to sit with yourself in the quiet and say, I am here. I see you. I haven't abandoned you. Because how often do you offer that kind of kindness to yourself? How often do you become your own safe place? You deserve that, not someday, now. With every breath, soften. With every exhale, let go of the pressure to have it all figured out. You are not a problem to solve. You are a mystery to honor. And in that honoring, something shifts, not all at once, not with fanfare, but gently, like dawn creeping into the sky. You begin to feel a spaciousness inside you, not because the ache is gone, but because you've made room for it. You've said you can stay as long as you need, and the ache feeling accepted begins to dissolve, not because it was fixed, but because it was felt. That is the alchemy of presence, of awareness, of allowing. And it is this practice that Zen calls just sitting, being with what is, without trying to escape or embellish. Just sitting, just being. And in that stillness, the ache no longer feels like a burden. It becomes a message, a whisper from your deeper self. Return. Return to what matters. Return to what nourishes. Return to the simplicity of being alive in this one breath. And as you sit with this breath, you begin to realize something profound. You are not broken. You are becoming softer, wiser, more compassionate, becoming someone who can hold space for others because you've learned to hold space for yourself, becoming someone who no longer hides their pain, but transforms it into presence. This is your path now, not to chase happiness, but to embody wholeness, not to escape life, but to embrace it even when it's tender. And as you prepare to drift into sleep, carry this knowing with you. The ache was not a mistake. It was an invitation. And you accepted. You showed up. You listened. You allowed. And in that allowing, you've begun to heal, not because the world changed, but because you did. You turned toward yourself with love instead of judgment. You breathed into the discomfort instead of pushing it away. You honored your humanity. And that is no small thing. That is sacred. Let that be enough for now. Let your body sink into softness. Let your thoughts dissolve into stillness. Let your heart rest in its own rhythm. Nothing more to do. Nowhere else to be. Just this breath. Just this moment. Just you fully here, fully enough. And in this sacred stillness, may you sleep not to forget, but to remember who you truly are. There are nights when you lie down to sleep, but your mind does not follow. It clings to conversations, clutches unfinished plans, and wrestles with regrets you thought were buried. The body is tired, yet the thoughts keep spinning like leaves caught in a restless wind. You ask yourself, why can't I let go? And perhaps the answer isn't something to fight, but something to observe. You see, Zen does not tell you to suppress the storm. It tells you to sit beneath it unmoved. Not because you don't feel, but because you choose to witness rather than resist. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky that holds them, and like clouds they will pass. Let them pass. Let them rise and fall. Let them swirl and soften. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to believe everyone. Just watch. Gently. You are here to rest now, not to solve, not to predict, not to perform, but to remember what it feels like to just be in the breath, in the now. There's nowhere to get to, nothing to achieve. You're already enough, as you are, in this exact stillness. And maybe that's the lesson you've needed all along, that your worth does not depend on productivity, that your peace does not need to be earned, that you don't have to justify your right to rest. You just have to remember it. So remember it now. Drop into this breath like a stone into water. Let it carry you. Let it settle you. Each inhale I arrive. Each exhale I release. Inhale, I am here. Exhale, I am free. Let that rhythm hold you. Let it wrap around your thoughts like a soft blanket. The world can wait. Let the world wait. Tonight, you return to your center, the place beneath the noise, beneath the pressure, beneath the need to be anything but present. This is your ground. This is your temple. No need for candles or chants or effort. Just this moment. Just this awareness. The Zen path is not about adding more. It's about subtracting what is false, what is extra, what is in the way. And what is in the way is often just our own clinging to outcomes, to judgments, to identities that no longer serve us. So ask yourself softly, what can I let go of now? Let go of the image you think you have to maintain. Let go of the weight of other people's expectations. Let go of the need to be perfect. There is a deeper you beneath all that noise, a quiet knowing, a still joy, a peace that was never lost, only forgotten. Remember her now. Remember him now. The version of you that does not try to impress, but simply breathes. The one that loves without fear. That speaks with gentleness. That walks with presence. That sees the miracle in a single flower, a single breath, a single second of being alive. That is the true self, the Buddha nature within you. It has always been here. You've simply been distracted. But tonight, no more. Tonight, you return. Not to an ideal, but to the inner spaciousness that has no name, no boundary, no need for explanation. Feel that spaciousness now. Like the sky opening wide above a silent forest. Feel how vast you truly are, and yet how rooted. You are not floating away, you are arriving, deeper into your own essence. The Zen masters say, when walking, just walk, when sitting, just sit, and now, as you lie here, let there be only one thing: rest. No mental to-do list, no reliving the day, no rehearsing tomorrow, just rest, just the gentle rhythm of your body breathing you. You don't even have to try. Sleep is not something you do. It is something you allow. So allow it. Allow your muscles to melt your breath, to slow your thoughts to dissolve. And if one returns, don't follow it. Just smile at it like a passing bird and return. Return to the breath. Return to the silence beneath the thoughts. Return to the self that needs nothing but this stillness to feel whole again. There is no failure here. No way to do this wrong. Even distraction is part of the practice. Even restlessness is a teacher. So be kind, be patient, be curious. You are not fixing yourself. You are meeting yourself. And in that meeting, a great gentleness arises. You see that you've carried so much, too much, and that you don't have to anymore. You are safe now. You are home now, in this body, in this breath, in this eternal moment where the past has no grip and the future cannot reach. Only now, only here. Let go again, deeper, like a stone sinking into a quiet pond. Let the ripples fade. Let stillness embrace you. The trees do not rush to bloom. The moon does not panic to shine. Why should you hurry to be at peace? Let it come slowly, like dusk melting into night. Let it come fully, like rain nourishing dry soil. Let it come quietly, like love returning after a long journey. That is your peace, and it is already here. Welcome it. Whisper to it, I see you. I remember you. I am ready to rest. And let that whisper guide you deeper into sleep. Somewhere deep within you, there is a silence untouched by noise. You may not hear it often because the world is always asking something of you. Be better, be faster, be more. You wake with lists already shouting in your mind. You move from one task to the next with barely enough breath to catch up. And when the day ends, you collapse into the dark, not with peace, but with exhaustion. So tonight, we do something different. Tonight, you are not here to keep up. You are here to slow down, to melt into that silence that has always waited. No more rushing, no more fixing, no more trying, just being. And this being, this gentle, sacred presence, it heals more than all your effort ever could. Breathe it in, slowly. Feel your body say, thank you. You've carried yourself so far, and now you can put it down. Even the strongest ones must rest. Even the kindest hearts need space to remember their own rhythm. This is your space, this breath, this bed, this moment. And as your breath settles, so does your spirit. You might notice thoughts still lingering like echoes after a bell fades. That's okay. They are not in the way. They are part of the fading. Let them be here without needing to chase or change them. Every thought that rises is just a cloud. Every breath you take is the wind that clears them. This is the way of Zen. We do not fight the storm. We become the mountain, unmoved, steady, grounded. The mountain does not complain when the wind howls. It does not resist the rain. It simply stands. So you stand too softly, silently within yourself. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are simply tired. And that's not a flaw. It's a signal. A message from the body, the mind, the soul. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to be whole even when you are still healing. Tonight, healing begins not with action, but with permission. You give yourself permission to stop striving. You give yourself permission to not have it all figured out. You give yourself permission to sleep deeply, completely, trusting that the world can turn without your constant effort. And when you do that, when you truly let go, you create space. Space for softness, space for peace, space for the quiet voice of wisdom to return. That wisdom is not loud. It does not shout like fear. It whispers. It waits. It speaks in stillness. And in that stillness, you begin to remember something ancient. That peace is not something you chase. It is something you uncover. It was never gone. It was simply buried. Under deadlines, expectations, guilt. But now, layer by layer, it returns. As your shoulders drop, as your jaw softens, as your heartbeat slows, peace returns. Like a friend you almost forgot. It does not ask anything of you. It only asks you to notice, to welcome it like the morning sun slipping through the window. Soft, gentle, certain. You don't have to force this. You don't even have to understand it. Zen is not about explanation. It's about experience. Feeling the breeze and knowing that you are alive. Hearing the silence and knowing that you are enough. So let this be your practice tonight. Not effort, but surrender. Not control, but trust. Each breath is a doorway. Each exhale, a step further inward. You are walking home now, not to a place, but to a presence. You are returning to yourself. Not the self others expect. Not the self you perform, but the self that simply is. The self that watches. The self that breathes. The self that rests. That self does not fear the dark because it is not afraid of emptiness. In Zen, we learn that the cup is useful, not because of its form, but because of the empty space it holds. Tonight, you become that cup, emptying, clearing, opening, not to be filled with more, but to finally be light. You've carried enough. You've held enough. Now be the space that holds nothing. Just silence. Just sleep. Just stillness. And if tears come, let them. They are just another kind of release. They say, I'm softening. I'm surrendering. I'm safe. This is what safety feels like, not armor, but openness. Not control, but breath. Your breath knows the way. It has never left you. From the first cry of birth to this quiet moment, it has stayed. Loyal, present, faithful. Let it guide you now. Inhale, I open. Exhale, I rest. Again, I open. I rest. Over and over until the mind forgets to wander and the body remembers how to melt. Melt into the bed. Melt into the breath. Melt into the mystery of not knowing, not needing, not pushing, just being. Let go again. Let go more. There is no bottom to this rest. You can fall forever into its softness. And the deeper you fall, the closer you come to what is real. Not the drama, not the story, but the silence beneath it all. This is your true nature, not the roles you play, not the fears you feed, but the awareness that sees it all and remains untouched. You are not what happened to you. You are not your anxiety. You are not even your thoughts. You are the awareness that watches. And when you root yourself in that awareness, everything changes. You begin to see clearly, to love gently, to live fully. But first, you rest, you fall, you drift, and in the drifting you heal. Sleep now, not to escape life, but to return to it more whole. Sleep now, not to forget, but to remember who you are, beneath all the noise. Sleep now. The mountain does not move, and neither will you. Not tonight. Just rest. There is a quiet rhythm inside you that has always known how to heal. It does not shout. It does not rush. It moves with the moon, with the tides, with the breath. But in the loudness of life, that rhythm is often drowned. You forget what it feels like to move, without urgency to breathe, without anxiety to exist, without explanation. And yet here you are once again lying in the stillness of night, remembering that the stars do not worry about their shine. They simply glow. Trees do not worry about growing. They simply rise, and you, in your softness, in your presence, are allowed to simply be. You have spent so long solving, fixing, proving. But tonight is not for answers. Tonight is for remembering that who you are underneath the striving is already whole, that your worth was never tied to how much you do, that your value is not measured by how little you rest. Let that thought settle in your body like warm tea on a cold night. You are already enough. You do not have to earn this breath. It arrives anyway, gently, lovingly. It asks nothing of you. And in its quiet persistence, you are held. You are safe. Maybe no one told you this before. Maybe the world asked too much and offered too little. Maybe your heart got tired of waiting. But now, the wait is over. You are here. And this moment is the answer to all the questions you've carried, to all the ache you've buried. There is nothing more you need to do but soften again. Like waves on the shore, your thoughts may rise. Let them. Watch them come. Watch them go. You don't have to follow. You don't have to fight. Just be the shore. Silent, steady, holding space. This is the power of non-resistance. When you stop pushing against the moment begins to heal you. When you stop judging your feelings, they begin to shift, slowly, gently, like snow melting under the sun. This is Zen, the art of noticing, the practice of presence. And as you lie there, notice the miracle of this breath, the inhale that fills you, the exhale that frees you. Each one a reminder that life moves through you, not against you, that even in your stillness, you are part of the great unfolding. So, rest here, like a leaf floating on a quiet river. You don't need to steer. The current knows the way. Let it carry you. Let it remind you that rest is not wasted time. It is sacred. It is necessary. It is a return to the self beneath the masks, to the heart beneath the armor, to the spirit beneath the noise. This is your return. And with each breath you arrive, not with fanfare, not with fireworks, but with ease, with grace, with the gentle sigh of surrender. This is not about giving up. This is about giving in to the truth that you were never broken, that nothing in you needs to be fixed, only seen, only loved, only held. So hold yourself now, in breath, in silence, in softness, Imagine your thoughts as lanterns rising into a night sky. Watch them float away, one by one. Watch how the sky remains vast, unmoved. You are that sky. No matter how many thoughts pass through, you remain. You witness, you endure. You are not what you feel. You are the one who feels. And that makes all the difference. Because feelings shift. But you, the true you, remain. In stillness, in clarity, in peace. Let that peace expand now, like ink in water. Let it fill your chest. Let it warm your belly. Let it soothe your limbs. Let it remind you. You are safe, you are held, you are here, and here is enough. You don't need to rush to the next thought, the next goal, the next moment. This one is enough. This breath, this bed, this night, everything you need is already within you. You don't have to chase it. You only have to receive it. Like rain falling on open hands, like moonlight resting on still water, just receive. And if your mind wants to wander, let it wander gently. Bring it back, not with force, but with kindness, like guiding a child home, like walking with a friend in silence. No need for scolding, no need for shame. Just return, again and again and again. This is the practice, not perfection, but presence, not mastery, but mindfulness. You are not here to be flawless. You are here to be whole, even in your tiredness, even in your uncertainty. You are whole. Let that truth sink deeper. Let it anchor you like roots into the earth. You are not drifting. You are grounding. And with every breath you go deeper. Into the now. Into the self. Into the peace that has always waited beneath the noise. Let go again. And feel how the world does not fall apart when you stop holding it together. Feel how your breath continues without effort. Feel how the body releases when you no longer demand. This is the gift of surrender, the medicine of stillness, the path of Zen. And as you lie here breathing, being you, become the practice, not by doing anything, but by being everything. A quiet miracle, a living prayer, a soft light in a loud world. Sleep now, not because you must, but because you can, because you are allowed, because you are loved, and because this moment, this breath is already enough. There is a path beneath your feet that you may not always see yet. It is always there, unfolding, with each breath you take, each choice you make, and even in the pauses where nothing seems to move. In the stillness, when you lie awake, wondering if you are lost, wondering if the road ahead even exists, you are not as far from home as you fear. Zen teaches that the path is not something you find. It is something you walk into simply by being. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to force it. You only need to become quiet enough to feel it rise beneath your feet. And tonight, as your body softens into rest, let this moment be your path. Let this silence be your guide. There is a knowing within you that does not speak in words. It speaks in sensations, in the way your chest lifts and falls, in the warmth that spreads when you release tension, in the way your body sighs when you stop resisting. This knowing is your inner teacher. It remembers what your mind has forgotten. that you are not broken, that you are not behind, that you have always been moving even when you stood still. You may not see the fruit yet, but the roots are growing. You may not feel the light yet, but the sun is rising. You are growing quietly, like bamboo, beneath the surface, waiting for your season to emerge. There is no rush. There is no deadline on healing. Every leaf unfolds in its own time. Every flower waits for the right sun. So too do you. Let go of the calendar. Let go of the comparison. Your journey is not measured by someone else's map. It is a spiral, not a straight line. It is a return, not an escape. You are returning to the truth of who you are. One breath at a time, one soft moment after another. Let yourself be here. In this moment, in this breath, no one is asking you to be anywhere else. The sky is not asking the tree to hurry. The ocean is not asking the wave to change. You are enough exactly as you are. Breathe into that. Let it wash over you like a blessing. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to not know. You are allowed to feel what you feel without fixing it. There is space for all of it. There is no need to hide from your feelings. They are not here to punish you. They are here to reveal you. Each one a messenger asking you to turn inward. Each one a teacher showing you where love still needs to flow. Let love flow there now, to the ache in your chest, to the doubt in your heart, to the child within who still wonders if they are good enough. Wrap them in warmth. Whisper to them, you are safe now. You are home now. You are not alone. Every inhale cradles you. Every exhale carries away what no longer serves. You do not have to understand everything to be at peace. You only have to stop clinging to the need to understand. Wisdom comes in the space between thoughts, in the silence between questions. Let that silence deepen now. Let it become your refuge. You are not lost. You are learning to see in the dark. And in the dark, you will find what you had forgotten. Your own light. It has always been there. Gentle, steady, waiting. It does not burn. It glows. It does not shout. It hums. Let it guide you now. Back to your breath. Back to your body. Back to this night. Every part of you is welcomed here. Nothing is too much. Nothing is too messy. You are not too much. You are not behind. You are here, and here is holy. Feel that holiness in your bones, in the way your chest softens, in the way your fingers uncurl, in the way your jaw lets go. The body speaks when the mind is quiet. Listen now. What is it telling you? Maybe it says, I'm tired. Maybe it says, I miss being held. Maybe it says, thank you for stopping. For finally letting me rest. Hear it, honor it, hold it. Your body has carried so much. It deserves this. You deserve this. Let this be your temple tonight. Let this be your sacred practice. Not effort, not striving, but resting, receiving, returning. This is not the kind of peace you earn. This is the kind you remember. It is not outside you. It is you. Beneath the roles, beneath the rush, beneath the pressure to always be doing, proving, producing. You are enough. In stillness, in softness, in slowness. This is your homecoming, and with every breath you arrive. Not with noise, but with silence. Not with answers, but with presence. This is the wisdom of Zen, that nothing is missing, that the ordinary is sacred, that the breath you take now is the doorway to everything. So breathe again, gently, deeply. Let the breath carry you like a river. No effort, no control, just surrender. You don't have to know what comes next. You only have to trust that this breath knows. This moment knows, and it is enough. You are enough. There are nights when silence feels too loud, when the stillness of the room only amplifies the noise in your heart. You may lie there restless, turning from one side to another, trying to find a position that feels like home. But it is not your body that struggles to rest. It is your thoughts, your emotions, your unseen burdens that weigh heavier than the blankets that cover you. In this moment, I invite you to surrender, not to sleep just yet, but to the truth that you no longer need to carry it all. Put it down just for a while. Imagine your worries as a satchel you've clung to on a long journey. Now gently set it beside you. It is not going anywhere, and neither are you. You are safe now. You are not being chased. You are not falling behind. There is nowhere to be but here, and here is more than enough. Zen teaches us that the moment we stop striving to fix ourselves is the moment healing begins. Not through effort, but through presence. Not through achievement, but through awareness. So let's begin again. Not with doing, but with noticing. Feel your breath. It moves without you needing to command it. Feel your heartbeat. It reminds you that you are alive even in stillness, that something sacred continues to carry you forward even when your mind doesn't know the way. And perhaps that is the lesson of this night, that the way reveals itself, not when we chase it, but when we become still enough to see it. The same way clouds drift across the sky without needing to be told where to go. Your life unfolds in its own quiet wisdom. It knows where you are. It knows where you are going. Let yourself trust it even just a little. You've been taught to chase clarity, to seek certainty, to strive for answers. But not everything needs to be known to be trusted. Not every question needs an immediate reply. Some of the deepest truths emerge not as loud declarations, but as soft feelings, subtle nudges, quiet inner knowing. And so tonight, let go of the interrogation. Don't demand clarity. Instead, create space for it. Be like the moon, silent, watchful, content to reflect what is. Let your awareness be a gentle lantern in the dark. You do not need to light the whole path. You only need to see the next step. That is enough. That has always been enough. When you stop forcing life to reveal its plan, you give it room to surprise you, and it always will. Perhaps you've noticed that the moments of greatest insight often come when you've stopped trying to control, when your guard is down, when your heart is open. That is the gift of surrender. It is not weakness. It is the wisdom of water. It flows, not because it is powerless, but because it knows the power of yielding. You can yield tonight. You can let the world turn without your pushing. You can let your body be heavy and your breath be soft. Nothing is required of you now. No proving, no planning. Just resting, just remembering what it feels like to simply be. The mind will resist at first. It will try to pull you back into thought, into worry, into imagining conversations that never happened, or outcomes that haven't arrived. That is okay. You don't need to fight it. You don't need to silence it. Just notice it. Breathe with it. Watch it pass like a leaf on a stream. Do not follow. Do not cling. Let it drift and return to your breath. It is always here waiting. It is your home base, your soft landing, your reminder that even in the chaos of the mind, the body can rest. Even in confusion, the breath can be clear. You may be asking yourself, how do I know I'm healing? How do I know I'm growing? Zen answers softly, you will know, because you no longer need to ask. You will know, because peace will no longer feel like a stranger. You will know, because your need to control will loosen its grip, and trust will begin to bloom where fear once lived. Healing is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is not always marked by epiphanies or grand gestures. Often it is quiet. It is the moment you choose rest over rumination. The moment you forgive yourself for not knowing better before. The moment you hold your pain with tenderness rather than shame. That is the path, and you are already on it, even now, even here. Do not underestimate the power of this night. You may not see the change yet, but something in you is shifting, softening, returning, each breath drawing you closer to yourself, to the truth beneath the noise, that you are whole, that you are worthy, that you are allowed to stop running, right now, here. You are allowed to feel what you feel. You are allowed to not make sense of it all. You are allowed to just be a soul in a human body learning as you go. There is grace in that. There is beauty in that. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You don't need to have all the answers to be worthy of peace. Let go of the tightness in your chest. Let go of the grip in your jaw. Let your fingers uncurl. Let your shoulders drop. Let your eyes grow heavier. Let your spirit settle. You are returning not to who you were, but to who you've always been beneath the noise. And who you are is enough. Let that be the lullaby that sings you to sleep tonight. Not a lullaby of fantasy, but of truth. The truth that your soul has never left you, that your path has never abandoned you, that the universe is not waiting for you to be someone else. It is meeting you exactly where you are. Every inhale an invitation. Every exhale a surrender. Just breathe. Just be. That is the teaching. That is the wisdom. That is the way. You may not remember the exact moment the fear first began to grow inside you, or when your trust in the unfolding of life began to erode. But at some point, the world taught you to doubt, to anticipate hurt, to believe that every quiet was just a prelude to the next storm. And since then, your heart has been on edge, tiptoeing around the possibility of pain. But tonight, I invite you to stop bracing. Stop clenching. Stop holding your breath for the impact that may never come. The world is not always out to hurt you. In fact, more often than not, it is quietly conspiring to help you return to yourself. Zen teaches that what we resist persists, but what we observe dissolves. So now, rather than pushing away your discomfort, invite it to sit beside you. Observe it gently, like watching ripples on a pond. There is no need to identify with it. Just let it be part of the scenery. You are the still water underneath. You are not the waves. You are not the wind. You are the vastness that holds them both. And in this vastness, healing begins. Let your mind slow, like a lantern fading into dusk. Let your heartbeat soften, your breath settle into a gentle rhythm, like leaves falling one by one from a quiet tree. Every breath is a message. You are safe. You are here. You are allowed to rest now. You don't need to be vigilant every second. You don't need to replay old memories to protect yourself. Nothing from the past can hurt you in this present moment unless you bring it with you. So gently, tenderly release it. Lay it down. You've carried it long enough. Let your body know it's okay to rest. Your shoulders can finally drop. Your spine can soften. Your face can lose the mask of strength. You are not in battle tonight. You are in sanctuary. There is no enemy here. There is only you and the breath and the quiet presence of life unfolding exactly as it should. In Zen, they speak of the knowing nature, the part of you that observes without judgment, that sees without clinging, that feels without drowning. It is always within you, waiting patiently for you to return to it. So, let us return. You've spent enough time tangled in thought. Now come home to awareness. What do you feel in your body? Not what do you think. What do you feel? Is there tension in your chest? Heaviness in your limbs? A dull ache? Somewhere you had forgotten. Don't try to fix it. Just be with it. Offer it your presence. That alone begins the healing. Just like a child calms under a parent's loving gaze, your body softens under the gaze of your own compassion. No one else needs to approve. No one else needs to witness it. This moment is just for you. It's not for performance. It's not for progress. It's for presence. And in presence, everything that truly matters reveals itself. You remember that joy doesn't come from achieving, but from being fully with what is. You remember that peace isn't something you chase, but something you allow. You remember that the world outside may be chaotic, but your breath is always a place of calm. So let's breathe again. In gently, out slowly, again. Let the breath be your lullaby. Let it rock you like a slow river carrying fallen petals. There is no need to swim. You are already being carried. No effort needed. No proving. No pushing. Just surrender. Let your thoughts come and go like guests in a dream. You don't need to entertain them. You don't need to fight them. Just let them pass through. You are not the thought. You are the sky in which all thoughts arise and vanish. The sky is never disturbed by the storm. It holds everything and resists nothing. Be the sky, soft, vast, free. You may feel emotions stirring as you listen: grief, anger, confusion, longing. That's okay. They are not interruptions. They are part of the unfolding. Let them pass through you like wind through tall grass. You don't need to interpret or understand them right now. You only need to allow them. Just as the night doesn't rush the dawn, you don't need to rush your healing. It takes the time it takes, and you are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Like the moon shifting through its phases, your soul is cycling through its growth. And even when the light is hidden, the moon is still whole. So are you. Even when you feel lost, even when you feel small, even when nothing makes sense, you are still whole. You are still worthy. You are still enough. Let that truth anchor you tonight. Let it be the warmth that fills the quiet corners of your spirit. You don't need to know what tomorrow holds. You only need to rest in this breath. This breath is enough. This moment is enough. You are enough. When you wake, the world may still be messy, but you will not meet it with the same tension. You will meet it with softness, with steadiness, with the quiet strength that comes from being rooted in yourself. That is the power of this stillness. It doesn't change the world. It changes the way you move through it. So, rest now, beloved soul. Let go of the need to figure it all out. Let go of the need to be strong. Let yourself be held not by a person, not by a plan, but by the quiet arms of existence itself. You are supported. You are not alone. The universe has never let you go. It won't start now. Just breathe. Just be. That's all. Sometimes, what unsettles you is not the chaos of the world, but the noise within your own heart, the quiet war between what you long for and what you fear, between who you are and who you think you should be, between the stillness you crave and the restlessness you've grown used to. But tonight, let those inner tides begin to still. You are not required to fix yourself. You are not here to battle with your thoughts. You are here to rest in the deeper knowing that even your confusion is part of the path. In the teachings of Zen, there is no final answer, to chase only the question to be honored. And the greatest question is not, what will I become, but can I be fully with what is now? So now, be here. Not rushing forward, not clinging backward. Here, with your breath, with the quiet hum of night, with the warmth beneath your skin, and the vast space behind your eyes. There is so much you carry in your body, memories, unspoken, tensions, inherited, stories replayed, and all of it aches to be met, not with resistance, but with kindness. Breathe into it, gently, slowly, with reverence like entering a sacred temple. Let every inhale bring you closer to presence, and every exhale release what you no longer need. You are not a project to perfect. You are a mystery to embrace. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where your soul needs you to be, even if your mind doesn't understand it yet. The bamboo doesn't rush to grow tall. The river doesn't try to outrun its own bend. You too can move at the pace of nature, Slow, steady, wise. Soften your forehead now. Unclench your jaw. Release the grip in your belly. You don't need to hold so tightly. You are safe to loosen, safe to rest, safe to be. When the thoughts return, as they will smile at them, welcome them as guests passing through a quiet inn. Let them have their tea, then see them to the door. They are visitors, not rulers. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that notices them. You are the quiet host, and the quiet host is always calm. You may feel emotions beneath the surface, sadness, frustration, yearning, and they are not wrong. They are not in the way. They are the way. Let them rise like mist on a mountain and dissolve just as gently. Don't chase meaning in them tonight. Just be with their presence. Sometimes, just being with your pain is the deepest act of love you can offer yourself. You don't need to turn it into poetry. You don't need to extract a lesson. You only need to sit beside it, breathe with it, and let it soften in your company. That is how healing begins, not in force, but in presence. Not in analysis, but in allowance. So breathe again. Let the breath flow like wind, over tall grass, natural, effortless, free. Let the rhythm of your breath remind you that life is still with you. Life has not abandoned you. It has not forgotten your name. It is here, whispering through every inhale, "I'm not done with you yet." The universe does not rush its masterpieces, and you are no exception. What looks like stillness may be preparation. What feels like waiting may be becoming. Trust that the seed does not bloom by force, but by surrender to the rhythm of its own timing. Trust that your life, too, is unfolding according to a rhythm deeper than your control. You are not the conductor, you are the instrument. Let yourself be played by something larger. Let yourself trust. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to understand. You don't need answers tonight. You need peace. You need gentleness. You need breath. And all of that is already within you. You do not need to seek what you already are. You do not need to earn what has already been given. You were born worthy. You are still worthy. You always will be. Lay down the armor you've worn all day. Lay down the masks, the roles, the efforts. Come back to the simple truth of your being. Come back to the breath. Let each breath be a soft brush stroke, painting calm across the canvas of your soul. Let each exhale be a letting go of tension, of expectation, of everything not needed for this moment. In Zen, they say, just this, and that is all you need now. Just this, just the breath, just the now. You are enough for it. It is enough for you. When the past creeps in gently, bow to it and return. When the future tries to pull you forward, smile softly and return. The way back is always here, always now, always simple. The mind may protest, may say, it's too hard to relax, too much to quiet. That's okay. Let it chatter. Let it tire itself out. You don't need to wrestle with it. Just wait, breathe, and it will eventually grow quiet, like a child who realizes you are not reacting. The mind will settle when it is met with stillness. And in that stillness, you will feel yourself again. Not the self you perform, not the self you prove, but the self that simply is. Peaceful, present, free. Stay here. With this breath, with this calm. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to do anything. Just be, and being is enough. There comes a moment on your path when you stop chasing after the person you think you should be, and finally turn to look at the person you already are. And in that quiet gaze, in that moment of still recognition, something in you exhales a sigh that has waited lifetimes to be released. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not late. You are simply in the middle of remembering. Remembering what it means to return to yourself, to the breath, to the now, to the calm that was never lost, only covered. Covered by stories, by noise, by fear, by the endless doing that kept you spinning and searching. But now, you slow, you breathe, you surrender. You no longer need to strive. You only need to see that beneath the layers of trying there is a stillness that never left, a silence that has always been with you, a sanctuary within waiting patiently behind your every breath. So breathe now, not to escape, but to return. Return to the space behind thought, to the awareness beneath emotion, to the witness that has always been untouched. You are not here to control every outcome. You are here to dwell in presence, and presence does not rush. Presence is not anxious. Presence simply is. Just like the moon hanging quietly above, no matter how the world stirs below. Just like the mountain, unmoved by the passing clouds. Just like the old pine that bends but does not break. You too are built to endure with grace. In the teachings of Zen, it is said that no storm lasts forever, not even the ones inside you. So rest now. Let your shoulders soften. Let your chest rise and fall like a wave returning home. There is nothing to fight here. No one to impress. No self to become. Only this breath. Only this moment. And in this moment, everything is whole. You may feel memories stirring old echoes of pain, of longing, of things that never went the way you hoped. Let them come like wind through bamboo. Let them rustle through, then pass on. You are not those memories. You are the space that holds them, the awareness that watches, the still ground that remains untouched. Just be that space now. Be the vastness. Be the witness. Be the sky, not the cloud. And as you do, feel the lightness return, the gentle light of being, the warmth of simply existing. There is no need to carry more than this. Put down the weight. Put down the should-haves, the regrets, the expectations. In this moment, nothing is missing. You are not lacking. You are not in need of fixing. You are enough because you are. Let this truth soak through every cell. Let it soften your breath. Open your heart. Ease your sleep. Every moment spent in awareness is a healing. Every breath taken with presence is a prayer. And you right now are both healer and healed prayer and breath. The world may not understand this peace, but you do, because you've touched it, in this silence, in this space, where nothing is asked of you, where all is welcomed. Let that welcome deepen. Let the night hold you. Let the darkness be not a void, but a womb, a space of becoming, of renewal, of gentle unfolding, like petals in slow bloom, like the tide returning to shore. You do not need to force growth. You only need to allow it, to allow rest, to allow grace, to allow the knowing that you are safe even here, even now, especially now. Rest, dear one. Rest not as an escape, but as a return to the self that remembers, to the self that trusts, to the self that is already whole, even in confusion, even in not knowing, especially in surrender. Surrender to the flow of breath. Surrender to the rhythm of now. Surrender to the stillness that has always been waiting for your attention. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are just right for this moment. Just enough for this breath. Just perfect for the path unfolding under your feet. Trust it. Trust that even your detours were part of the map, that even your delays were divine, that nothing in your story is wasted, not the pain, not the pause, not even the forgetting. Because every forgetting invites a deeper remembering, and you are remembering now, not in words, not in logic, but in stillness, in breath, in being. So be here with all of yourself, with the tiredness, with the longing, with the quiet hope. Be here exactly as you are, and know it is enough. You are enough. Let your breath say what your words cannot. Let your body receive what your mind cannot grasp. Let yourself melt into this sacred now where nothing is missing, where all is welcome, where peace is not earned but revealed. Revealed like stars behind clouds, like truth behind thought, like light behind closed eyes. Just rest, just breathe, just be. When you open your heart to the quiet between breaths, you begin to sense the soft current that carries all things. It is not loud. It does not shout for attention. It simply moves like water, flowing downhill, like moonlight easing through trees. You don't have to force this current. You only need to trust it, feel it, allow it. The teachings of Zen often whisper of this invisible path, the way that unfolds not with resistance, but with surrender. And so tonight I invite you to let go of the need to understand everything. Let go of the urgency to fix what feels broken. Instead, rest here, in this moment, in this breath. You have carried the weight of questions for so long, haven't you? Questions about your purpose, your worth, your place in the great web of life. But maybe now is not the time for answers. Maybe now is the time for peace, for silence, for a deeper kind of knowing that lives not in words, but in stillness. Imagine yourself standing beside a quiet river. You watch the water glide past smooth stones, reflecting the pale light of the stars. This river does not struggle. It does not hesitate. It simply flows. Can you do the same? Can you let the river teach you what it means to let go, to allow things to unfold without clinging, without fear? So many of your aches come from holding too tightly to people, to plans, to the idea of how things should be. But the river does not hold. It releases. It trusts the terrain, and you can too. You can trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. You can trust that every loss made space for something more true. You can trust that even your uncertainty is sacred. Breathe with this knowing. Let it soak into your muscles, your bones, your breath. The body remembers how to soften. The soul remembers how to listen. You do not need to chase your healing. It is already here in the stillness, in the surrender, in the quiet acceptance of now. Feel how your breath becomes your anchor. Feel how each exhale is a soft release, a gentle invitation to let go. Not because you've given up, but because you've come home. Home to presence, home to peace, home to the truth that you are already whole even in your becoming. This moment is not asking you to be perfect. It is simply asking you to be here, to feel what you feel, to breathe through it, to trust that every emotion has its own tide. It rises, it peaks, and then it passes. Nothing stays forever, not even sorrow, not even fear. Let them come, let them go. Be like the open sky, holding it all without clinging. You don't have to identify with your thoughts. You can watch them float by, like leaves on a stream. You are not the thought. You are the space in which the thought arises. You are not the emotion. You are the still lake upon which the emotion ripples. And you are deeper than the ripples, deeper than the surface. You are the stillness beneath. So return there now. Return not by effort, but by ease, by allowing, by being. Let the teachings of the Buddha guide you here, not to escape life, but to see it more clearly. To see that all things are impermanent, that joy and sorrow are waves of the same ocean, that clinging creates suffering and letting go opens the door to freedom. Feel how this truth lives in your breath, in the way it comes and goes without your control. You do not need to manage the breath, you only need to feel it. And in feeling it, you remember everything changes, everything moves, and yet there is a part of you that remains untouched. The witness, the awareness, the calm center of the wheel. Rest there. Rest in the awareness that observes all without judgment, without fear. You do not need to be more than this. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. Trust this timing. Trust this path. Trust the unfolding. Let yourself be held by the night. Let yourself be softened by silence. There is nothing you must prove, no destination you must reach tonight. Only this moment. Only this breath. Only this gentle being. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine a soft light surrounding you. Not a blinding light, but a gentle glow, like the warmth of a lantern in the dark. This light holds you. It knows you. It carries the memory of your wholeness. Let it wrap around your shoulders. Let it soothe the places that ache. Let it remind you that you are safe, that you are seen, that you are loved. not for what you do, but simply because you exist. You don't have to earn this love. It is already yours. Always has been. Always will be. Breathe it in. Breathe it deeper. Let it settle in your heart like a quiet blessing. This night is not a pause from life, it is life. It is the part where healing happens, where seeds sprout in the dark, where the soul reweaves itself in dreams. So sleep now, not as an escape, but as a sacred return to the self beneath the noise, to the peace beneath the pain, to the truth beneath all stories. You are not what the world told you to be. You are so much more, so much softer, so much stronger, so much more infinite. Sleep with that knowing. Let it be your pillow. Let it be your breath. Let it be your guide back to yourself. And when the morning comes, let it find you not with a heart full of shoulds, but with a heart full of light, full of presence, full of the quiet joy that comes from simply being. You are safe now. You are home. You are loved. And all is well. All is well. There is a point in your journey where the question is no longer, why is this happening to me? But rather, what is this trying to show me? And it is in that turning subtle, profound, that you begin to awaken, not in struggle, but in understanding. You are not here to control the tides, but to learn to move with them, to float, rather than fight, to listen instead of grasp. Tonight, as you rest, I invite you to lay down not only your body, but also your resistance. Lay down your need to have it all figured out. The night does not explain its stars to the trees, and still the trees stand tall. You too can trust in what you don't yet fully see. Close your eyes, not to shut the world out, but to let your inner world speak. There are seeds waiting in the darkness, seeds of peace, of clarity, of strength you forgot you had. And all they ask of you is this stillness, this soft yes to the unknown. Zen speaks of the beginner's mind, the one that meets each moment without baggage, without assumptions. And right now, you can enter that space. No past, no future, just now, just breath, just the hum of your own being remembering its rhythm. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are unfolding like every leaf, every sunrise, every heartbeat. Sometimes growth looks like stillness. Sometimes it feels like being lost. But the bamboo does not rush its height. The moon does not hurry its fullness. So why should you let your pace be sacred? Let your path be yours. There are no late blooms in nature, only timing that knows more than you do. Trust that. Let it soften the tightness in your chest. Let it warm the places within you that went cold from fear. Fear of missing out. Fear of not being enough. Fear of being forgotten. But the truth is, nothing real can be lost. Not your worth, not your belonging, not the quiet wisdom you carry like a lantern through the dark. Breathe into that light now. Feel how steady it is, how it does not flicker, even in storm. You've weathered so much already, haven't you? So many endings disguised as failures. So many new beginnings disguised as grief. But look at you, still breathing, still hoping, still listening. That too is a kind of courage. That too is a kind of awakening. The Buddha once sat beneath the Bodhi tree for 7 days doing nothing but watching his thoughts, his fears, his illusions. And in the watching, something softened, something opened. And there in stillness came liberation. You don't need a tree or a temple to do the same. You only need this moment, this willingness to pause, to witness without rushing to fix, to feel without rushing to flee. Be with yourself tonight. Truly be. Don't run from the quiet. Don't fear what might rise within it, because what rises is only what's ready to be seen, and what's seen can be healed. Let yourself be whole even as you mend. Let yourself be enough even as you grow. Let yourself be human in all your beauty and your mess. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real, to touch the depths of your experience with gentle hands, to be both soft and strong, open and safe, sacred and human. Breathe with that. Let it echo through your ribs. Let it settle in your spine. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are exactly the right note in this symphony of being. And every time you choose presence over panic breath, over burden, softness over shame, you return home. You return to your center, your ground, your calm knowing. The world may swirl, but you don't have to. You can be the still eye of the storm, the candle that doesn't flicker, the mountain beneath the mist. And from this place of stillness, you will begin to see. You will see that the people who left carved space for your becoming, that the doors which closed only led you back to your own threshold, that the heartache did not break you. It broke you open. Wider, kinder, deeper. This is the gift of being brought low. This is the wisdom of nightfall. It strips us down to essence. It teaches us to love without condition, to breathe without expectation, to be without explanation. And in that being, healing happens. Slowly, quietly, faithfully. Let that healing find you now. You don't have to seek it. Just rest. Just listen. The body remembers peace. The breath remembers trust. The soul remembers its home. And it is here, not tomorrow, not when things make sense, but now. In this moment of deep surrender, of gentle allowing, you are not chasing sleep. You are returning to yourself, to the version of you that doesn't need to prove, to perform, to please. That version was never gone, just buried, just waiting. Welcome it back. Let your inner child curl into this warmth. Let your weary self drink from this stillness. Let your spirit stretch out into the vast quiet sky of night. You belong here. You belong in the world, and you belong in your own heart. Forgive yourself for forgetting. Celebrate yourself for remembering. Sleep now, not as an escape, but as a reunion with your breath, a reunion with your being, a reunion with the peace that lives beneath every storm. And tomorrow, when you wake, may you rise, not with haste, but with grace, with the kind of joy that doesn't shout, but hums like dawn. You are allowed to begin again. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to be enough just as you are. And you are. You always were. You always will be. Sleep now, dear one. All is well. Sometimes it begins with a sigh that you didn't even know you were holding, a slow exhale that feels like the first one in years. It's in that soft letting go that the real awakening starts, not through effort, but through ease. You have spent so long striving to be right, to be loved, to be seen. But now, here in this gentle stillness, there is no striving. There is only surrender. Surrender, not in weakness, but in wisdom. Because you are learning now that control was never your anchor. Presence is, and as you begin to release the need to grasp, to fix, to figure out something within you, loosens like a knot coming undone without force. This is the moment when your breath becomes prayer, when your body remembers it is safe, and when your heart begins to thaw from all the frozen fear it carried like armor. You are not who you were, and that is not a loss. That is a blooming. That is the opening of the lotus petal by petal, not because of force, but because of warmth. You no longer need to hold yourself so tightly. Even your sorrow can rest now. Let it dissolve in this silence. Let the ache in your chest soften as if touched by morning light. Pain, too, is a visitor. And like all visitors, it comes with gifts you may not recognize until long after it is gone. But trust, my dear one, that nothing comes to you without reason, and nothing leaves you without changing your soil. The teachings of Zen whisper gently that true peace is not the absence of storms, but the calm eye within them. And tonight, you are stepping into that eye, not as a bystander, but as the storm's still center. No one can take that from you. Not the noise of the world, not the weight of memory, not the shape of your mistakes. Mistakes, after all, are not evidence of failure, but footprints of learning. Every path worth walking has its stumbles. Even the Buddha had to face Mara under the Bodhi tree. You too have faced your demons. You too have sat in the fire of uncertainty and still remained. And for that I honor you. I invite you now to breathe more deeply, not as a task, but as a reunion. A return to the sacred rhythm of life moving through you. Feel how the breath does not ask permission to exist. It simply flows, giving and receiving without question. You can be like that breath, unafraid to take up space, unafraid to rest, unafraid to simply be. There is no need to perform now, no need to explain. No one is watching, only the moon above and the stars that have seen every version of you and loved you still. Be held by that knowing. Let it wrap around you like a blanket of light. You are not lost. You are in a spiral of return. Every ending you feared was just a doorway back to your own wholeness. Every silence you resisted was an invitation to hear your own truth more clearly. Let yourself hear it now, not in loud declarations, but in the hush between thoughts, in the quiet realization that you are enough, not someday, not once you heal, not when you finally prove yourself, but now. in this breath, in this sacred, ordinary moment. The past cannot define you unless you choose to drag it forward, and you no longer have to. You can let it rest. Let it dissolve like mist under the morning sun. What you did, what was done to you, what you wish you could change, none of it is the truth of who you are. The truth is simpler. You are light. You are breath. You are the quiet after the storm. You are the wave returning to the ocean, never separate, never alone. This sleep is not just a pause. It is a ceremony, a laying down of all that is heavy, a turning inward to meet the part of you that was never wounded, never afraid, never small. That part has always been here waiting, watching, holding the candle through your darkest nights. Let it guide you now. Let it remind you of what you forgot in the noise, that your being is sacred, that your journey is sacred, that rest is not retreat, but restoration. Even the mountains sleep beneath the stars. Even the oceans grow still in the moonlight. You are allowed to do the same. You are allowed to stop trying, to stop explaining, to stop measuring your worth in productivity or praise. You are not here to earn love. You are here to remember that you are love. And in that remembering, you soften, you return, you begin again. This is the gift of nightfall, not a shutting down, but an opening up, not an escape, but a homecoming. As you drift, now feel the ground beneath you, holding you without demand. Feel the air around you, embracing you without condition. Let yourself be breathed. Let yourself be held. Let yourself fall into the kind of sleep that does not flee but finds. Finds the pieces of you scattered by time and fear, and gathers them back together like precious stones. You do not need to seek peace. You only need to stop resisting it. It is already here, already within you, waiting for you to be still enough to feel it. Like a pond clearing after the wind stills. Like a bell echoing long after the strike. Peace does not shout. It whispers. It hums. It waits. And now you are ready to hear it, to be it. Sleep now, not as escape, but as return. Return to presence. Return to love. Return to yourself. You do not need to carry that pain anymore, because everything you have endured is no longer a burden. It is the soft earth that has shaped the tenderness of your soul. Like the lotus that rises from the mud, you were never meant to resent the mud, but to blossom with fragrance upon the water. There were days when you collapsed inwardly, unable to speak your sorrow to anyone, feeling so alone that even your own existence seemed to tremble at the edge of meaning. And yet, you are still here. Right now, as your breath gently drifts through your chest like a cloud passing across a quiet sky, as your heart no longer tightens with the weight of unanswered questions, you are touching a truth more tender than any comfort you once imagined. You are not alone. There is a part of you deeper than every emotion, beyond every story, that continues to be here, quietly observing the unfolding of your life, without judgment, without resistance. It is your eternal nature, the knowing presence the Buddha spoke of. That part of you has always been here, even in your darkest nights, even when you forgot its name. And now tonight, it whispers to you, not in language, but in presence. It is not asking you to change, or fix, or chase after peace. It only invites you to rest, just rest. The river of life has carried you far, but the still water within has never moved. Can you feel it now? The subtle echo behind your thoughts, the quiet witness behind your breath. That is the doorway back to yourself. That is where peace begins. Not by escaping your story, but by watching it gently, as if it belonged to a cloud drifting away. You have learned so much from pain. You've learned patience when others walked away. You've learned stillness when the world became loud. You've learned to hold your heart with your own two hands. None of that was in vain. Every scar has carved space for more light. Every tear has softened the shell around your compassion. You are not broken. You are becoming. Becoming not what others expect, but what your soul has always remembered. Let that truth settle into your bones. Let it dissolve the tension in your shoulders, the gripping in your chest. Let yourself exhale fully. You do not need to know the path ahead to rest here now, in this breath, in this body, in this sacred space of simply being. Just like the moon does not worry if the tide will rise, just like the tree does not fear if the leaf will fall, you too can surrender. Surrender, not in defeat, but in trust. Trust that something ancient within you still knows the way. Trust that even now, you are being held by something vast and kind. Life does not demand perfection from you. It only asks that you stay with yourself, that you stay through the discomfort, through the doubt, through the unfolding. Every time you return to the present, you water the seeds of your own awakening. Every breath you take consciously is a bow to the sacred. And when your mind wanders, because it will, you do not fail. You simply notice and return, and again and again. This is the practice. This is the path. Do you remember the first time you looked at the stars and felt both small and infinite? That was your true self recognizing itself. That awe, that wonder, it's still within you, even now, especially now. You've spent so long trying to hold it all together, trying to understand, trying to fix. But there is nothing to fix in this moment. There is only the silence under the noise, the stillness under the spinning thoughts. Feel it. Listen to it. It is more ancient than memory. It is where all healing begins. You don't need to climb a mountain or recite sacred words to find it. You're already there, in this breath, in this body, in this bed. As the night deepens, you are invited to soften into that knowing. Not to force rest, but to allow it, like the petals of a flower that open when the sun rises. Your body, too, knows how to yield. It knows how to heal. All it asks is space. So tonight, give yourself that gift. No pressure, no proving, just presence. Let your mind float like a feather across a quiet sky. Let your thoughts come and go like visitors through an open door. And if they linger, don't worry. Just watch. Breathe. Trust. Even if nothing changes on the surface, something sacred is happening within. Like a seed resting beneath the soil, you too are preparing to rise. Sleep is not the end. It is a return. a return to simplicity, to silence, to soul. And when you awaken, it will not be with answers, perhaps, but with a softer heart, a quieter mind, a deeper trust. So rest, dear one. Let go of needing to know. Let go of needing to be strong. Let go of holding yourself upright when all you need to do is lie down. Be cradled by the earth. Be soothed by the breath. Be nourished by the knowing that you are part of something so much bigger. Something that loves without reason, that forgives without needing apology. The same intelligence that turns night into day is within you. The same wisdom that opens the lotus from the mud is moving through your life. So close your eyes not to escape, but to return. Return to the place that never left you, to the home within, to the peace that was always here. And as you drift now into deeper silence, into softer stillness, may your heart remember what it feels like to be held, to be loved without condition, to be free without fear. And may your dreams carry you into that sacred space where nothing is missing and all is well. There comes a moment in every journey when you are asked not to move forward, not to look back, but simply to stand still and feel the truth rising like mist from the forest floor. Silent, gentle revealing what was always there, but hidden beneath the noise of striving. Tonight, in the quiet hum of your breath, you arrive at such a moment, not by effort, not by merit, but by surrender. You have searched long and far for answers to soothe your restless heart. But now, the ancient teachings remind you gently what you seek is already seeking you. And it has no name, no face, no doctrine, only presence. You do not need to believe, you only need to listen. Listen to the spaces between your thoughts, the soft echo of stillness inside your chest, the warmth in your palms that asks for nothing. This too is a teaching. This too is sacred. Let go of the idea that awakening is somewhere far ahead of you, hidden behind years of discipline or buried beneath mountains of knowledge. What if it has always been here, wrapped in the softness of your own being, waiting patiently for you to be still enough to notice? You are not broken. You never were. Even your confusion, your fear, your doubt, they are not signs of failure. They are the soil. And from that soil, something luminous begins to rise when you stop trying to force it. That is why we sleep. That is why we return to the dark, not to forget, but to remember. Remember the part of you untouched by the world's demands. Remember the part of you that has always known how to breathe through the storm, how to bow to the wind, how to lie in the arms of the unknown and call it peace. Even if the world has told you to keep pushing, to keep building, to never rest, you are allowed to stop now. Just for tonight, lay it all down. The worries, the plans, the judgments. Lay them like stones by the river and watch them sink without resistance. Let the current carry them. There is nothing you must do right now except return. Return to the simplicity of this moment, to the quiet miracle of being alive here now. Do you feel the breath flowing in? That is life saying yes to you. Do you feel the breath flowing out? That is you saying yes to life. This exchange, this rhythm, is the oldest truth. Everything else, your name, your story, your past, they are garments the self wears for a while, but they are not the self. You are the watcher, the witness, the awareness beneath it all. So as your body softens into the bed, as your thoughts begin to slow like a river in twilight, let that awareness become your home. Let it cradle you as a mother would, without condition. You don't need to be impressive. You don't need to be wise. You just need to be. And in being you are more than enough. When the mind tries to return to problems, just smile inwardly and say, "Not now." When the body twitches with leftover energy, just breathe and say, "I am safe." When old regrets rise like ghosts, bow to them gently and whisper, "Thank you, but I am resting now." Everything belongs, but not everything must stay. You are the gatekeeper of your inner world. And tonight, the gate is open only to peace, only to the soft glow of stillness that asks for nothing and gives everything. Can you sense it already? The loosening of the grip, the fading of sharp edges, the sweet dissolving of identity into something wider, kinder, deeper. This is not a loss, it is a return. And as you return, you begin to remember the teachings not as ideas, but as truths written into the body. Impermanence is not a threat. It is a gift. It means the pain will pass. It means the fear is temporary. It means no feeling will last forever unless you hold it too tightly. So loosen your hands, loosen your heart. Let things be as they are. You do not need to rewrite your story tonight. You do not need to solve anything. You only need to rest in the space where no answers are needed because no questions remain. The silence here is not empty. It is full of knowing. It is full of the presence of every master who ever sat beneath a tree and said nothing, because nothing needed to be said. They knew, as you now remember, that stillness is its own prayer. That being is its own medicine. So tonight, be still. Be quiet. Be who you are without needing to become anyone else. And as the night deepens, let your breath deepen with it. Inhale gently and exhale longer. Let the breath stretch time. Let the breath carry you beyond the narrow hallway of your thoughts into the open field of your awareness. Every breath is a doorway. Every exhale is a letting go. You do not need to rush. The path will wait. The world will wait. But your soul is asking now. Asking not with words, but with the hush that settles behind your ribs, with the warmth that begins to spread through your fingers, with the soft ache of knowing you've carried too much for too long. You can set it down now. You can rest now. Let sleep take you, not as a thief, but as a friend. Not to steal you from the world, but to restore you to yourself. And when you wake, you will not be new. You will be more you. You will rise not with answers, but with a clearer heart. And from that heart, every step will know the way. Until then, rest. There are moments when the silence grows so deep, you can almost hear the truth breathing beneath it, like the soft rustling of pine needles before a mountain breeze, like the echo of a bell long after its sound has faded. In this stillness, you don't need to chase insight, for it has already begun to unfold within you quietly, like a lotus rising through still waters. Tonight, you enter a different layer of sleep, not just rest for the body, but a deeper rest for the soul that has spent too long navigating the noise of the world. The weight you've carried may have become so familiar that you no longer notice it pulling at your shoulders, tightening your breath, knotting your thoughts. But here, in this sacred stillness, something begins to loosen, not because you tried, but because you finally stopped trying. The old stories that loop endlessly in your mind begin to dissolve like ink in water, leaving behind not emptiness but clarity. And within that clarity, something ancient begins to rise, a knowing older than memory, deeper than language. It is the knowing that you are already whole, that nothing essential has ever been lost. Perhaps the world convinced you that you had to earn your place, prove your worth, fix your flaws before you could rest. But Zen does not ask for improvement. It invites you to come home to the part of you that was never broken. You are not your mistakes. You are not your accomplishments. You are not your past. You are the awareness that has witnessed it all, the still center behind every emotion, every thought, every rise and fall. And in this moment, that awareness welcomes you like a mountain, welcomes the clouds without resistance, without demand. You don't need to rise higher, only sink deeper, deeper into breath, deeper into presence, deeper into the wisdom of now. The Zen masters knew this. That is why they taught not with answers, but with questions that turned inward. They pointed not to heavens above, but to the simplicity of sweeping the floor, brewing tea, walking slowly, bowing to the moment. In each gesture was the gate to liberation, not after death, but in life now here. And so I invite you to breathe not just as a function, but as a sacred act. Inhale as if the universe were expanding through you. Exhale as if you were returning every burden back to the earth. There is no rush. There is no goal. There is only this breath, and now this one, and now this one. Every breath a reminder that you are still here, that you are allowed to take up space, that you are worthy of softness. And within that softness, the teachings come alive, not in words, but in sensations. The warmth of your chest, the heaviness of your limbs, the light hum in your fingertips. These are the sutras of your own body, written not with ink, but with awareness. And if you listen closely, they are telling you something beautiful. You are enough. Just as the sky is enough for the clouds to dance, just as the ocean is enough for the waves to rise, just as the earth is enough for the seeds to bloom, so too are you enough for your own life to unfold with grace. You don't need to force the petals to open. You only need to trust the timing of your own unfolding. Some days may feel heavy, thick with silence or sorrow. Others may feel empty, as if nothing inside you is moving. But even then, growth is happening. Just as the roots deepen in darkness before the flower appears, so too does your spirit deepen in stillness. Do not fear the stillness. It is your ally. It is the womb of all becoming. It is where the self learns to dissolve, not into nothingness, but into everything. Here your identity softens. Your roles blur. You are not mother, not student, not healer, not seeker. You are simply presence. And presence has no name, no shape, no agenda. It does not strive. It does not cling. It just is. And in that isness, freedom is born. So let yourself dissolve. Let the you who worries, who tries, who judges, melt into the background until all that's left is breath and space and awareness. This is not escape. It is return. Return to the you that has always been watching patiently beneath the surface. That still point within the turning world. That quiet gaze that sees without naming, that listens without reacting, that loves without possession. Let that self rise now, not as a person, but as a state. And as you rest in that state, the world outside begins to fade. The clock loses meaning. The walls dissolve into shadow. The sounds around you become part of the lullaby. And within you drift, not away from yourself, but toward the deeper self you had forgotten. This is what true rest is, not numbness, but awakening to what does not tire, to what does not change, to what cannot be taken from you. That part of you, the witnessing presence, is what the Buddha called the unborn. It was never created, and so it cannot die. It does not come and go with your moods. It is not shaken by success or failure. It is the sky beneath all storms, the silence beneath all sound, the peace beneath all striving. And it is here now, waiting not to be found, but to be remembered. You do not need to grasp it. You only need to stop grasping. Like opening your palm to release a pebble, you release the need to control, to define, to hold on. And in that release, you fall into something vast, something tender, something true. Let it hold you now. Let it rock you like the ocean rocks the drifting boat. Let it sing you into sleep, not with words, but with stillness. And as you sink deeper, deeper into the cushion of this breath, may you know you are already home. There is a quiet rhythm that underlies all things, a silent pulse that moves through the trees, the waves, the breath of animals, the turning of stars, and yes, even through you. You may not always hear it when the noise of the world grows too loud, when your mind is busy untangling worries or projecting futures that haven't arrived. But this rhythm continues undisturbed, like a stream beneath a frozen surface. Tonight, you are invited to tune into that rhythm once again, not by trying, not by effort, but by surrender. The moon doesn't try to glow. The wind doesn't try to blow. They simply are. So too, can you let yourself be? As you close your eyes and begin to soften into sleep, allow the breath to lead you, not like a tool, but like an old friend. Feel the coolness of the inhale like morning mist drifting into your lungs. Feel the warmth of the exhale like a fire releasing its last ember. This, too, is a sacred exchange, life flowing and life flowing out. No part of you needs to be fixed tonight. No emotion needs to be erased. No thought needs to be silenced. All are welcome. Even the restless energy, even the heavy heart, even the tension in your belly, Invite them to sit beside you in the stillness. As if you were gathering children at dusk, wrap your presence around each one. You do not need to banish what arises. You only need to see it clearly. That seeing is your freedom. That presence is your liberation. In Zen, they say that before enlightenment, we chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, we chop wood and carry water. Nothing changes, and yet everything is transformed. Why? Because now you are fully here, and presence makes the ordinary sacred. Washing a dish becomes a meditation. Walking across a room becomes a prayer. Even your sorrow becomes a doorway, not something to be escaped, but something to be entered with tenderness. For inside it may lie the seed of compassion, the spark of connection, the very thing that lets you understand others more deeply. Do not fear your sadness. It is not the enemy. It is a teacher. It shows you what you love. It shows you where your heart still longs to heal. And healing is not a race. It is a slow unfolding. Just as the cherry blossom does not bloom before its time, you too unfold at your own pace. Let yourself be, as you are not as you think you should be. In this moment, you are whole, not in some abstract philosophical way, but right here, in your bones, in your breath, in the silence between words. You are the breath. You are the silence. You are the space through which it all moves. The thoughts that rise and fall like birds over an open sky. Do not disturb that sky. The sky remains vast, unshaken. You are that sky. Thoughts are not the problem. Clinging to them is. And tonight, you can practice letting go. Not by pushing away, but by loosening your grip. Just as a leaf detaches from a branch and floats gently down, so too can you release each thought, each fear, each story, and watch them drift into the distance. They do not define you. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. The watcher is always free. Even in chaos, even in pain, the watcher is untouched. Let yourself rest in that, like sinking into warm water. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be loved, not by another, but by the universe itself, by the simple fact that you exist. Existence is love. That you were born, that you breathe, that you sleep is a miracle. And within that miracle, there is nothing you need to earn. You were never meant to prove yourself. You were meant to remember yourself. And tonight, piece by piece, memory returns. The memory that you are part of something larger. That the forest breathes with you. That the stars keep watch over you. That the ground beneath you never doubts your worth. Can you feel it? The quiet approval of the earth. The gentle nod of the sky. They have never asked you to be perfect, only to be present, only to return to yourself. The Zen path is not a path of becoming. It is a path of unbecoming, of peeling away every mask, every role, every illusion, until all that's left is truth. And truth is always simple. You are not separate. You never were. You are the rain and the roof it falls on. You are the prayer and the silence that follows. You are the hand and the heart. Let that truth seep into you now. Let it enter your bones. Let it soften the tension you've carried in your back, in your shoulders, in your jaw. Let it unwind the stories you told yourself about what you must do, who you must be, what you must achieve before you can rest. You do not need permission to rest. Rest is your birthright. Rest is where your wisdom is revealed. And in that rest, you begin to see clearly. You see that the people who pass through your life, even those who hurt you, were part of the unfolding. Some came to teach you how to love. Some came to teach you how to let go. Some came to break you open so that your compassion could grow deeper roots. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Carrying pain does not protect you. It only wearies the heart. Lay it down now. Lay it all down. The anger, the shame, the old regrets. The forest does not remember the fire that burned it. It only knows how to regrow. You too can regrow. Let your heart be a garden again. Let stillness water the soil. Let breath be your sunlight. Let forgiveness be the seed. And sleep, deep, dreamless, sacred sleep, will be the rain that nourishes it all. Drift now gently into that sleep. Let yourself fall like snow, soft, slow, silent, and in that falling rise. You may have spent years trying to make sense of your story, sorting through moments of pain and joy, of connection and loss, trying to understand why things happened the way they did, why certain people entered your life and others left so suddenly. And in that search for meaning, there were times when your heart felt too heavy to carry, when your thoughts circled endlessly, like birds trapped in a cage. But tonight, you don't need to solve the mystery of your life. You only need to return to the stillness beneath it all, the quiet knowing that comes not from analysis, but from presence. Close your eyes gently now, and let that stillness rise like a tide around you. Let your breath soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Feel the way the body sinks into the earth as if remembering how to belong. You were not made to float endlessly above the surface of your life, disconnected and adrift. You were made to land, to root, to rest. And as you settle into that rest, you might begin to notice that everything you once thought of as an obstacle, every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered question was in fact a doorway, a passage, an invitation to return home to yourself. In the teachings of Zen, there is no wasted step, no useless detour. Even the things that once broke you were part of the path, especially those things, because it is often through the breaking that the light gets in. So tonight, do not turn away from your scars. Do not try to cover them with busyness or perfection. Instead, offer them your attention, your breath, your warmth. Each scar is a map. Each ache is a signpost, and they are all pointing in the same direction toward wholeness. You may have believed that healing meant becoming someone new, someone untouched by pain. But the truth is, healing is the art of becoming deeply intimate with who you already are. It is not erasing the past. It is loving it until it no longer has power over you, until its edges soften and its voice quiets until it becomes part of your story, but no longer the one writing it. You are the writer now, and the page is fresh before you, not blank, but open, ready to be shaped by presence, not by fear. Let this moment be the ink. Let this breath be the beginning. And let kindness be the language you use to speak to yourself. Speak gently now. Tell yourself, I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to feel. I am allowed to be exactly as I am. You do not need to earn your worth. You do not need to prove your goodness. You only need to be, because in the stillness, your essence is revealed, and it is beautiful. The part of you that watches, that breathes, that loves that part, is untouched by time or trauma. It is steady. It is spacious. It is whole. And when you rest in that awareness, the stories of your life lose their grip. The labels fall away. The noise fades. And what remains is silence sacred and shimmering like moonlight on a still lake. In this silence, you are not broken. You are not behind. You are not missing anything. You are whole. You are here. You are home. Let that truth settle into your bones now. Let it wrap around your heart like a blanket. Let it fill your belly with warmth. There is no hurry. There is no race. The tree does not rush to bloom. The tide does not force its return. And you too can move at the pace of presence. Let go of the calendar in your mind. Let go of the timeline of expectations. Let go of the voice that says you should be further along. You are exactly where you need to be. Not because everything is perfect, but because this is where the next unfolding begins. The lotus does not bloom in clear water. It grows from the mud, and so does your peace. It does not come when everything outside is calm. It comes when you choose to be calm amidst the storm. It comes when you return to the breath, to the body, to this moment, again and again. Even if your mind wanders, even if your heart aches, even if the past tries to pull you back, return anyway. Return gently. Each time you return, the mind quiets a little more. Each time you return, the body softens a little deeper. Each time you return, the soul remembers what it always knew, that peace is not something to be found. It is something to be remembered. Tonight, let yourself remember. Let yourself rest. Let yourself be held, not just by the bed beneath you, but by the earth, by the sky, by the rhythm of breath, and the silence between thoughts. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not separate. You are part of this great unfolding, this infinite tapestry of existence. And your place in it is sacred. Your presence matters. Your being is enough. Let that be your mantra as you drift into sleep. Let it echo softly in your mind, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. With each repetition, feel the weight of the day fall away. Feel the grip of fear loosen. Feel the heart open just a little more. And as it opens, let love pour in. Not the love of another, but the deep, quiet love of being alive, of being present, of being you. No mask, no performance, just this, just now, just you. And that is more than enough. There is a silence that lives beneath all noise, a stillness that hums beneath the chaos of thought, the rush of plans, the echoes of old conversations still clinging to the corners of your mind. Tonight, you are invited to descend into that silence, to trust in the stillness, to remember what has always been waiting for you beneath the surface of your life. Not the striving, not the endless to-do lists, or the comparisons, or the regrets, but the part of you that has always simply known how to be. Breathe slowly now. Let each breath be an act of remembrance. Inhale and feel the body expand gently like a soft wave returning to shore. Exhale and release all tension, all resistance. You don't need to try so hard. You don't need to hold it all together. You don't need to understand everything. What you need is presence. What you need is kindness. And what you need most of all is to stop running. Running from what you feel. Running toward what you think will fix it. Tonight, you stop. Tonight, you sit beside yourself as you are. The Zen masters speak of the suchness of things, the way a thing simply is when you stop trying to change it. The way water is wet, the way fire is hot, the way you too are already whole in your being. You do not need to become better. You need to become more you. You need to unlearn the noise that told you otherwise. You need to sit in the gentle truth that nothing needs to be forced. Let the breath remind you. Let the breath carry you. Breathing in you are home. Breathing out, you are free. When the past rises like a tide, do not resist it. Greet it like an old friend. Say, "Ah, yes, I remember you." And then let it float by. You do not need to dive in. You do not need to drown. You can watch the river and remain on the shore. You can honor what once was without letting it define what is. This is the grace of the present moment. This is the gift of mindfulness. Not to fix, not to avoid, but to see, to feel, to allow, and to return again and again to the breath. Notice the weight of your body supported by the earth. Notice the air touching your skin. Notice the way the eyelids grow heavier as you soften into now. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are arriving. Right here. Right now. Into your breath. Into your body. Into this sacred night. There's nothing else to do. Nowhere else to be. Just this moment. And the next. And the next, all unfolding like petals, like seasons, like a story that no longer needs to be rushed. Sometimes the greatest wisdom is to do nothing at all but be. Be with your breath. Be with your heartbeat. Be with the truth that has no words. In Zen, they call it no mind, the space between thoughts, where clarity lives, not because you've figured it out, but because you've stopped trying. And in that space, you remember you are not your achievements. You are not your failures. You are not the thoughts that swirl or the feelings that rise and fall like weather. You are the sky, behind it all, vast, open, unshaken. Let the sky within you open now. Let all that passes be clouds, just clouds. Let them move. Let them go. You don't need to hold on. You don't need to push away. Just watch. Just breathe. Just be. And in that being, feel the joy of returning to yourself. Feel the lightness of not needing to be anything else. Feel the relief of no longer striving. What you are seeking is not somewhere far away. It's here, in your breath, in your stillness, in the love that quietly waits beneath all fear. Tonight we rest not to escape life, but to meet it more fully. To greet the morning, not with dread, but with presence, with gratitude, with peace. That peace is already here. It lives in the pauses between words, in the spaces between heartbeats, in the quiet of this moment. All you need to do is notice. And when you notice, stay. Stay with it like you would with a friend. Stay like you are worthy of that peace. Because you are. You always have been. You do not need to reach enlightenment tonight. You only need to remember that you are already enough. Let that be the truth you sleep beside. Let that be the pillow you rest your mind upon. Let your dreams be filled not with solving or searching, but with gentle presence, with knowing, with peace. The world can wait. Tomorrow can wait. Right now, there is only this breath, and the next, and the next. Each one a step into the sanctuary of now. Rest here. You've earned it, and even if you think you haven't let yourself have it anyway. This kind of rest is not earned. It is received. It is your birthright. As natural as the moon, as ancient as the wind. Receive it now, fully. Let it soak into your skin. Let it echo through your bones. Let it whisper in your ear. You are safe. You are loved. You are home. The river of life will keep flowing, but tonight you may rest on its bank. Watch its movement. Feel its rhythm. But know that you don't have to swim. Not now. Not yet. Just be. Just breathe. Just fall deeper and deeper into yourself until you remember that the peace you were looking for has always been here, and it always will be. You close your eyes and listen to the sound of your own breathing, a rhythm older than any memory, more reliable than any promise made or broken. With each inhale, you gather the fragments of your awareness scattered across past regrets and future fears, and with each exhale, you soften into this exact moment. This breath, this stillness. You are not racing toward peace. You are allowing it to arrive naturally, like dew upon morning grass. The stories that once haunted you have grown quiet, not because they are erased, but because you have made room for them in your understanding. A kind of sacred integration. You no longer resist what has been. You observe, you learn, you bow inward with compassion. Do you remember the first time you were told you had to be strong? Perhaps you were too young to understand what that meant. Perhaps you believed strength was the opposite of softness. But now you see clearly, the softest parts of you have survived. The longest. It was not the armor that saved you, but the tenderness beneath it. The open heart, the forgiving gaze, the gentle soul that refused to harden. People pass through your life like wind across a lake. Some left ripples, others storms. But you remain. And in your remaining, you have grown deeper, calmer, more luminous. Let that be enough. Let it be everything. A Zen master once said that enlightenment is nothing but the ordinary mind undisturbed. You feel it now, don't you? This ordinary moment that asks for nothing but your presence. This breath that holds no judgment, no comparison, no shame. In this space, you begin to understand you were never too much or too little. You were simply uncentered. Now, you return to the center, not the center of achievement, but the center of awareness. You do not need to be useful, productive, liked, admired. You only need to be. And in being, you become light. Let your burdens slide off your shoulders like rain from a lotus leaf. Let the imagined failures dissolve. Into the past they belong to. They do not own you. They never did. You may have stumbled, made choices from confusion or fear, but look at you now, still breathing, still learning, still opening. That is the greatest wisdom, returning again and again to the present, even after losing your way, especially after losing your way. In the eyes of the awakened, there is no sin too great to be transmuted by understanding, no shadow that cannot become a teacher. So rest. Rest deeper. You have nothing to prove in this moment. Let your chest rise and fall with the gentle confidence of trees swaying in the wind. Notice how they do not cling to their leaves in autumn. They release because letting go is how the cycle continues. You too can let go of the identity that exhausts you, of the expectations that were never yours, of the striving that kept you restless. In this release, you do not become less. You become more truly yourself. You become sky, vast, open, unburdened. And the clouds of thought that drift through you are not problems to be solved, but weather to be witnessed. Have you ever seen a mountain apologize for its shape? Have you ever seen a river compare itself to another? Numbable, nature simply is. And so too, may you simply be. The more you return to simplicity, the more you discover freedom. It is not hidden in distant places or rare teachings. It is here, in the warmth of your breath, in the silence between thoughts, in the patience of your bones. Soften the corners of your mouth. Relax the space between your brows. Allow your spine to melt into the bed that holds you like the earth herself. There is nothing wrong with you. There never was. Only misunderstanding, only forgetting. But now you remember. You are not the storm. You are the awareness watching it pass. You are not the pain. You are the presence that holds it without judgment. Every challenge you've endured, every person you've met, every departure and reunion, they were all part of your unfolding. Some arrived to teach you boundaries, others to remind you of your light. Even the ones who hurt you played their part in sculpting your discernment. You need not thank them, but you can release them. You can exhale their names into the wind and reclaim your breath as yours alone. You are not who you were. And that is a beautiful truth. Growth is not linear. Healing is not clean. Awakening is not a destination. It is the moment you stop running from yourself. And tonight, you have stopped. You are here. And here is holy. Let this moment cradle you like a mother cradles her child. Let the remnants of worry melt from your body like wax from a lit candle. Soft, soft, even softer now. You are safe in the now. You do not need to chase the future. It will come in its own time. And when it does, you will meet it with eyes that have seen clearly, with a heart that has chosen peace. You do not need more knowledge. You need deeper knowing. Not information, but intimacy with your breath, your body, your being. That is the quiet miracle unfolding now. Let it continue. Let it deepen. You are becoming transparent to the present. You are becoming ease. Let this night be the cocoon in which the old self dissolves, and the new self awakens not with force, but with gentleness. Like petals opening to morning sun, you are that flower. You are that sun. You are that soft soil where new life begins. And in your rest, everything grows. You are still here, breathing softly in the quiet of your own becoming, as if the universe itself paused to witness the tender unfolding of your soul. There is no longer a rush to fix or fight or figure it all out. You've begun to trust that the answers you seek are not hidden in distant places or lofty philosophies, but curled quietly in the warmth of this very moment. Let your awareness rest gently in your body now. Begin at the soles of your feet. Are they still holding on to the tension of days gone by? Invite them to let go. Move slowly up your legs, your knees, your thighs, releasing the tight grip of stored memory. Your body remembers more than you think. Each ache, each fatigue, each unexplained heaviness has been a message waiting patiently for your attention. And now, you offer it patient, loving attention. Your belly rises and falls, like the tide reminding you that you are a creature of cycles of ebb and flow, of fullness and emptiness, and all are sacred. Let your hands soften, your shoulders drop like snow, melting from pine branches, and feel the relief of no longer holding everything together. You never had to. The mind may resist this stillness, may whisper stories of urgency or scarcity or self-doubt, but listen deeper. Beneath the static of thought is the stillness of being, and it is always waiting for you to return. Return now. Inhale and return. This is the practice, not perfection, not purity, but presence. Again and again. Come back from your thoughts. Come back from the edge of worry. Come back from the longing for something else. There is nothing else right now but this, and this is enough. You are enough. Do you feel the peace that arises when you stop striving? When you let the moment be complete as it is? That peace is not an achievement. It is your original nature. Before the names, before the roles, before the fears, you were peace. You still are. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that peace was conditional, that you had to earn it by being good, successful, pleasing, enlightened. But the Dharma whispers a deeper truth, that peace is your birthright. Not because you are perfect, but because you are real. And now, You are allowing yourself to be real, without defenses, without masks, without expectation. What a homecoming this is. Let the silence embrace you like the arms of an old friend. Let it carry you beyond the chatter of the mind into the space where no words are needed. Here, your breath is your anchor, your companion, your guide. It is the teacher that never leaves your side. Follow it not with force, but with trust, with curiosity. You do not need to hold your breath hostage. Do not need to breathe correctly. Just notice. Be with it. In the noticing, you return. You have always belonged. But now you remember. Your worth is not measured in productivity or praise. It is measured in presence. And in this presence, you find your wholeness. Even if you feel broken, you are whole. Even if your life has fallen apart, the core of your being remains untouched. That is what Zen teaches, that the mind may wander, the body may age, the world may shift, but your true nature is unchanging. Like the sky behind the weather, like the still pond beneath the ripples. Let yourself rest in that stillness now. Breathe into it, trust it. Do not fear the quiet. It is not emptiness, but spaciousness. And within that space, healing happens. Insight blooms. Freedom expands. Imagine now the image of a calm lake at dusk. The wind has stilled, the birds have settled, and the surface reflects the fading light like a mirror. That lake is your mind when it is not disturbed by judgment or grasping or resistance. You don't have to make it still. You only have to stop stirring it. Let the water settle. Let the thoughts pass through like clouds across the sky. They are not enemies. They are not you. You are the awareness that sees them, the silence that holds them. How free you are when you remember this. How gentle life becomes. Do not worry if the mind pulls you away again. That is what it does. Just return. Softly, kindly, as many times as it takes. The returning is the awakening. And as you return, you may begin to notice the beauty that was always here, the hum of aliveness beneath your skin, the rhythm of breath that cradles you, the way the present moment waits patiently for your attention, never angry, never demanding. Just here, always here. Let your thoughts lose their urgency. Let your stories dissolve into spaciousness. You are not here to perform, to impress, to control. You are here to feel, to be, to rest. Rest now in the knowing that you do not need fixing. Rest in the knowing that your path, however winding, is sacred. Each mistake has been a teaching, each sorrow a doorway, each ending a beginning in disguise. There is nothing wasted. There is no wrong turn. Only lessons, only returns. And here you are, returning once again to yourself. The soft glow of presence fills you. The resistance falls away. You are not trying to be peaceful. You are remembering that you already are. That underneath the noise of the world is a deep, infinite silence that sings of your wholeness. Let that song lull you now. Let it wrap you in quiet joy. Let it carry you into the deep rest that heals not just your body, but your spirit. The teachings of the Buddha are not reserved for monks on mountaintops. They are for you in your bed, in your breath, in your becoming. This path is yours to walk, and you walk it with grace. Even in your uncertainty, even in your fatigue, you are walking it now. Each breath, each moment, each soft returning is a step toward freedom. You are not lost, you are unfolding. You are not late, you are arriving. And as you arrive, may you feel the vast embrace of life welcoming you just as you are. You are lying here now, not as a person trying to be better or more awakened, but simply as the being that you already are, a living expression of this moment. There is nothing more to become, only more to uncover. So let yourself soften. The day has done enough. You have done enough. In this silence, you are allowed to exist without striving, without judgment, without shape. Can you feel the relief of that? Like taking off shoes that were too tight, or finally putting down a burden you forgot you were carrying. This moment doesn't ask you to explain yourself. It asks you only to be here. As you breathe in, allow the air to greet every corner of your body, your chest, your hands, your belly, your spine. As you breathe out, let go. Let go of the need to figure out what's next. Let go of the lingering hum of the day's noise. Let go of trying to get it right. Breathe and let go. Again and again. Each breath is like the ocean touching the shore. It comes, it goes, and it changes nothing about the vastness beneath. You are that vastness. Your thoughts are waves, but you are not the waves. You are the depth. Do not resist the waves, but do not chase them either. They rise and fall. That's all. You remain. This is the heart of Zen, not to escape life, but to be so present within it that peace rises without effort. There is no arrival, no final perfect version of yourself waiting at the end of this road. You are not a project to complete. You are a presence to remember. How different life becomes when you remember this. Even the ordinary becomes sacred. The sound of your breath, the weight of your body against the bed, the way the quiet wraps around you like nightfall. These are not small things. They are the teachings. The Dharma is not always a thunderbolt. Often, it is a whisper in the stillness saying, "This is enough. You are enough." Trust that. Let it reach you. The mind may try to interrupt it, may want to narrate, compare, analyze. Let it, but don't follow it. Just return, again and again. You are learning to rest inside your own awareness, and that is no small thing. That is a revolution. You no longer need to grasp for meaning. You are discovering that meaning grows naturally from presence. That stillness is not absence, but fullness. So, rest. Rest not because you are tired, but because you are whole. Rest because you are ready to stop proving and start being. No one else needs to approve of this moment. No one else needs to witness it. This moment is between you and truth. Let it be enough. Let it carry you. Your breath is still here. Let it guide you deeper. Let it remind you you are not separate, not from peace, not from others, not from life. You belong here now in this breath, in this body, in this exact version of you. Breathe, return, melt, allow. This is your temple. This is your silence. And in this silence, everything is whole. And now, you have arrived not at an ending, but at a space of deep return. Everything that was scattered has begun to gather. Everything that was heavy has begun to dissolve. You are not the same as when this journey began, even though nothing about your circumstances may have changed. That is the quiet power of awareness. It changes the way you meet the world, and that changes everything. Your breath, once hurried, is now slow and wide. Your thoughts, once tangled, now drift like petals on a calm river. There is no pressure to hold on. There is no fear in letting go. You understand now that peace is not something you earn. It is something you recognize, something you allow. It has always been with you, waiting for your attention. As your breath moves in and out, as your body rests, as your awareness softens into space, you begin to see how much beauty there is in doing nothing. You begin to see how much clarity arises when you stop trying to control what was never yours to control. Life is not a problem to solve. You are not a mistake to fix. There is nothing broken here. There is only the rhythm of being the inhale and the exhale, the light and the shadow, the questions and the silences in between. And you are right where you are meant to be. What if you stopped rushing to become? What if you started remembering how to be, to walk gently, to speak slowly, to listen fully, to love without bargaining, to rest as if rest itself were holy? This is the medicine of Zen. This is the teaching of the ancients handed down not in words but in presence. The master sits quietly sipping tea. The wind moves through the trees. The bell rings and nothing is different, yet everything has changed. That is the paradox. That is the gift. And now you hold it too. You carry it not as a burden, but as a lantern, a quiet flame that lights the way forward, not with force, not with urgency, but with grace. You will forget this as all humans do. You will get caught again in the noise, in the need, in the narratives. But you will also remember. And each time you remember, the return will be faster. The peace will be deeper. The trust will be stronger. You are not here to perfect the path. You are here to walk it. Step by step, breath by breath. Let your heart stay soft. Let your mind rest open. Let your soul take its time. This is the end of the story, but not the end of your journey. It continues with you, in the way you speak, in the way you see, in the way you meet the next moment, and the one after that. You are not alone. You are never alone. The same stillness that holds the stars also holds you. The same wisdom that shapes the mountains also shapes your becoming. Breathe in. Let it reach you. Breathe out. Let it carry you. Now you may drift into sleep, not to escape, but to be more deeply here, to let the teachings sink into your bones, into your breath, into your dreams. Sleep not as forgetfulness, but as devotion. Sleep with the full, knowing that you are safe, you are loved, and you are already whole.